Gregorio! Antonio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Said show is on said road.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's see what this thing could do, huh?
Yes.
What do you say?
Let's crank it up.
My God, now.
Ooh-ha.
Let's all clear our voices.
Yes. So phlegmy. There it is. My eyes are fucking burning.
Yeah.
From hours and hours.
SimCity.
Of SimCity, yes.
Oh, you got your game.
It finally works, yeah.
Nice.
So,
and what do you think?
I like it, yeah.
Yeah?
It's always a fun kind of game, so, but I notice I do some things that are a little hypocritical.
What do you mean?
Well...
You get along with blacks?
No.
What's hypocritical?
Well, I start building, I do what the game is, building a city with residential, industrial, and
city does it look
commercial
like?
areas. I don't know. It's kind of a mini Manhattan looking thing.
Right.
I'm getting to the point where, a lot of buildings start coming up and the skyscrapers start being built instead of little houses.
Wait. Slow down a little bit,
Yeah.
please. It's
Yes.
early.
Yes.
Do you start with just land?
It's just land.
And then you could build a tiny little village, little house on the prairie shit.
Yeah, you start off, you lay down some roads.
Okay.
You lay down some goddamn roads.
Gotcha.
And then
what kind of roads you go with? Boston roads, or you go with the nice grid system that we have here in New York City? You'd
like to have a complete grid system, and then you realize why it's not like that in Manhattan. Like, you get to lower Manhattan, it gets a little squirrely. And,
Right.
Brooklyn is a lot different than that. So I try to start with a nice grid, but it ends up you got to throw something in there, and then you get that angle.
Oh, no.
Like where the Flatiron Building is.
And that's where the traffic problems start, right?
And there's some traffic problems
What
there.
about some roundabouts?
I don't like the roundabout.
Why? Go old school, one roundabout.
I shan't.
You don't remember your time in Boston?
I don't like the roundabouts.
No.
Not at all.
All right.
I lay down some roads, and then when you upgrade the roads...
Wait. I'm sorry. I got to keep going here. Because I'm a newbie to the new SimCity.
I'm with you.
Now, when you start out your little roads in your houses, is it modern day, or do you kind of go back in time?
It's all modern day.
All right, so you're basically in the year 2013 trying to build a new city like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'll shut up now.
No, that's cool. It's pretty much it. And then you upgrade the roads, and you make the plots bigger between the streets. Because I noticed I was making the grids a little too tight.
Okay.
And then I noticed I wasn't getting any skyscrapers going up.
Right.
So I started eliminating that, making bigger squares for blocks, and big skyscrapers start going up. And then I realized, oh, man, I got a lot of shit going on. I allotted a lot of money to things like the fire department, or police, and even schools. Go figure that out. That's part of my hypocritical part, where I actually put in for education.
Gotcha.
And then I noticed, oh, shit, things are starting to, I'm spending a lot of money. And the first thing I do is start raising taxes on the wealthy.
No,
yes, I do. They don't complain as much. I fucking jack those bastards up.
Oh, my God, it's hilarious.
Until they start screaming, and then I pull it back a little bit.
Right.
So they get happy that I lowered taxes. But I fucked them.
You fucked them for a while.
I raised those goddamn taxes on those rich. Do your fair share in my city.
Oh, that's really funny.
Do your fair share.
Do you have a soda ban in your SimCity game?
No, I haven't gone with a soda ban yet.
Okay.
I may, though. And then transportation, I got to get the buses running and put up bus stops. And, well, I'm not up to an airport yet.
No.
I don't have an airport yet, but I'm looking.
Is there waterfront?
It is waterfront. So I got a dock that cruise ships come to, and I have some tourism coming in there. And I laid down some a train station, and
nice.
So I got oil well because I realized there was oil on my land.
Do you have a bad neighborhood?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put some residential housing by the industrial places where the pollution is the worst.
That's where you put them?
Yeah. That's where I put my low-income housing. Because, not in my backyard.
With a giant fence around the whole thing?
No one really goes there. There's nothing there. There's nothing good. There's no good parks. Like, you could put parks in the area, too, and the parks get people working in the parks, so you get a wealthier area, and it's just nicer for the families to go down there and stuff, and it increases the value of the land around it.
So you build this stuff, and then the game starts making people appear because they're kind of happy with what you're doing?
Yep, they're really happy. I got a pretty happy city there.
Nice.
But, yeah, there are some bad areas. I noticed through trial and error that you should pay attention to where you're putting your water supply and your sewage treatment plants.
Right.
You don't want to keep your sewage by your drinking water.
Are you just throwing it in the river? The sewage?
Yeah, I was initially just fucking sewage plowing up, but then I got to a point where I was able to make a sewage treatment plant.
Okay.
So I got one of those, and I'm just about ready to put a nuclear power plant in and get rid of the oil, rid of the oil burn ones. But if you don't, if they don't hire good staff for the nuclear power plant, could be some problems.
Of course.
So I'll make sure that there's enough people to.
What about natural disasters?
Well, it can happen. You could turn randomizer on where it just happens.
Right.
Or you can actually start one up. I don't know why you would do that. It's just, I guess if you want to ruin the place, you're just like, here's some tornadoes.
Oh, wow.
And it'll just cut a big swath of shit through there.
Really?
There's fires all the time, though. And I have a Department of Safety that I added on to Town Hall, and I got a lot of good fire departments and a lot of fire trucks, and still the place is like burns down.
Wow, man, that looks like a lot to worry about.
There's a lot of shit going on at once. Erock, comment?
Does it have power grid issues sometimes where you see the lightning bolt over a building saying it's not getting enough power?
You know what? I am so glad they did away with having to lay down power lines and plumbing. When you lay down roads, it automatically, that's where your power and your plumbing goes.
Okay.
And your sewage, because that was the biggest pain in the ass. It's like, I got to fucking lay down power lines.
No.
A little too much micromanagement there.
Now, I see that's like kind of just suburbia there. Could you put a ridiculous highway in the middle of a neighborhood?
Yeah,
just to see what happens?
I've done that with a big two-laner, and then it just
cut right through a fucking...
The thing is clogs up all the side streets because they're not really big enough to handle the traffic.
Right.
Yeah. And, so I got oil wells that are supplying oil and selling oil and stuff. And I'm on a board where other people can join in and build their cities in the same region, and then I could connect like a trucking line or a train line to them and get a little trade operation going.
But what if they have a shitty city?
That's just it.
Yeah.
It's like the real world.
And could you go futuristic? Could you,
no, they don't have any future stuff.
You can't build like Jetsons houses or anything like that?
No Jetsons stuff. They got a lot of things that you could build, like big stadiums for games and tourism. And, it's one of those games that you just sit there for hours on end staring at the screen and just think. You can watch TV at the same time. It's not like a first-person shooter, you know?
Right.
You watch TV and then you look down and go, I got enough money, I'm going to pop that up.
Can you build a skyscraper that's way too tall?
Boy, I don't know. I got some pretty big ones going up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And it's good because then more people can move in. And the more people you get, the more places you need for business, and then you get more money pouring in because you get taxed the shit out of them. It's amazing. And then I get loans.
And how big can these cities get?
Well, I'm working with one that's it's all relative, so it's kind of hard to say how big, but you get a lot of fucking people. And then you could take over other cities, too. You could open up a new region and connect the two by a big highway or rail system.
Too much to take care of.
Then you got to go back and forth.
You might as well be a father at that point.
Exactly.
If you're going to be taking care of that much stuff.
Precisely. And apparently I'm not a very good dad because...
Why?
Andrew's over yesterday, taking care of the house as she normally does, and the lovely Mrs. Travis was shopping in the area and wanted to visit. Her and Andrew are very good friends, and they came by and brought adorable little Riley. So Riley goes, Uncle Anthony, look! And she had taken all the pillows from the back of my couch and laid them down on the couch. She goes, I'm going to jump over them. And she's got her little sneakers on that light up.
Yep.
And she's jumping on my couch over the pillows. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. And I got yelled at by Travis's wife.
Why?
Don't just let her do that. She's jumping on the couch with her shoes on. And I'm like, I don't know. And then Ange laughed at me that she did it, and I got yelled at.
Did you throw the couch away?
No.
There might be footprints on it now, though.
She's not a nose picker.
It's all about the nose picking.
Yeah.
You can handle a footprint?
Nose picking.
For the new listeners, Anthony once threw out a couch because a kid hit a booger somewhere on the couch.
Yeah, some kid picked his nose and wiped it underneath one of the cushions.
Right.
Or in between two cushions. And then couldn't find it. So I threw the couch away.
You gave it the old heave-ho.
Yeah, couch had to go.
You know, I used to love the Sim games. I think I might have to check out SimCity.
It's pretty good. Like I said,
I haven't played in years, I'll be honest with you. It's probably been 8-9 years. Wow, it hasn't been that long?
Probably. It's not one of those action-packed games, obviously.
No, I know. That's why I like it.
But it's just kind of a good, you sit back and relax. Erock.
You haven't ventured into building casinos and racetracks yet?
Not yet. I hear the gambling really ups the crime rate in your city, so you got to kind of preemptive strike with a lot of police precincts and jails and stuff.
How do you get your city? Because I remember when I used to play back in the day.
Yeah.
How do you get your city to the point of no return where you can't fix it anymore?
Oh, where it's just busted.
Fucking complete mayhem.
It's losing money.
I love that.
Everyone's moving out.
Because that's what these games end up being. They're fun for a while, and you want to make it all nice. Like, ooh, look what I did. But then you get bored and like, okay, let's let this shit, start rotting.
Well, when I raised taxes on everybody, because I didn't have a Department of Finance yet,
right?
And unless you have a Department of Finance, when you raise taxes, you have to raise it on every citizen. So I finally got a Department of Finance. Before I did, I raised taxes on everyone, and then I noticed a lot of abandoned buildings. And as you go over the abandoned building, because you got to destroy them because it leads to crime and people not being happy, I noticed when you go over them, it tells why the building's abandoned. It said, taxes too high, taxes too high, taxes too high. So people just start moving out, and you lose the number of people you have, you lose jobs. It's terrible. So I had to get a Department of Finance so I could just tax those fucking 1%ers, the wealthy. So I tax them, and they bitch and gripe, but you know what? They don't move out, and they keep paying. I like it.
Are you an Occupy Wall Street guy in your SimCity game?
I'm such a liberal fucking
That's hilarious.
Mayor of my city. Terrible.
Of course you are.
It just doesn't seem to work the other way.
Shut up.
People get all pissed off. I can't whip them into shape.
Be quiet.
I'm going to have to fucking figure out how to just beat the shit out of the lower class. Put it all the weight on the middle class's back and let those wealthy prosper.
And you played for how many hours?
I was watching, like I said, I was watching TV, but it's constantly just on the laptop right in front of me. So it was probably a good 12 hours.
You have 12 hours to kill?
Yeah.
How's that like?
Oh,
tell me about it, please.
It's magical.
Look, I'm going to just put my palms on my fucking chin and listen.
From like noon to midnight.
Really?
Just watching TV, playing a game, a little glass of wine. It's wonderful.
God. I had an hour to myself yesterday.
An hour?
A whole hour. I got to walk around a little bit while the kids napped.
Wow.
I like just wandering around the city. Like a hobo.
Just alone.
I love
for
it.
An hour.
I have nowhere to go. I just wander.
That sounds
Wander
great.
with my stupid camera just in case something pops up. I had an hour yesterday.
Gee.
And then I was editing a video with a crying 5-month-old on my left knee.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was almost some time to myself.
That's close enough, really.
You really had 12 hours?
12 hours.
God.
To just do nothing.
I remember.
Oh, it's great.
You know, when you become a parent, you realize how much you took for granted your time.
Yeah.
I used to have fucking blocks of time where I'm like, this is just a block of time.
I could do whatever I want.
I'm just going to kill 4 hours just sitting in front of a coffee shop. Oh, my God.
Or sleeping.
But you just took it for granted.
Yeah.
Sleeping, what's that like? Tell me about it.
It's magical.
Really?
I can nod off whenever I damn well please.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
If I'm on the couch and I notice I'm just kind of, what? nodding off.
Right.
I'll just like grab a pillow,
right,
throw it on the armrest of the couch,
right,
lay down, boom, I'm asleep. I don't even set an alarm. When I wake up, that's when I wake up.
But don't the noises in your house wake you up, like kids running and screaming and none of that?
Not a peep. Not a peep. Although last night, man, I'm trying to get to sleep.
No kids opening your door in the middle of a good sleep?
Oh, nothing like that.
To comment that daddy's sleeping?
Nah.
That's all it takes for me to wake up?
Last night, in the middle of, I was just going to sleep, and I hear this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? One of the smoke detectors, the battery.
Oh, my God.
But I couldn't figure out which one it was.
Why is it?
Why
can't it just light up slightly or something?
Something.
Because it only goes off for that split second, and you don't know where it's coming from, and they got that noise figured out because it's as annoying as a gnat in your fucking ear.
And it was so vague.
A mosquito, whatever.
And you could be standing in one spot, and then you turn 90 degrees, and you don't hear it as much. And you turn, so it could be anywhere.
So you're like, wait, I think it's the one on the left. All right, I'm now going to just stare at the one on the left. And then that time seems to be forever.
Yeah.
And then you give up, like, oh, fuck it. And it went off.
That's not it. So I run downstairs.
Right.
And I hear the beep again and realize it's not even downstairs. It was, like, in the basement.
No.
So I run down to the basement, and I hear it's loud. Now I don't know where it is. Yep. So I'm looking around. There's so many of them.
You ever have one go off, let's say, at a horrible time? Let's say middle of the night.
Yeah.
It wakes you up with that first beep. And you're like, you know what? I can handle this.
Oh, no, there's no
Have you done that,
that,
though? Have you tried?
Well, last night.
I'm like, I can handle this.
It was like 3 in the morning.
And then I put a pillow over my ear. Nope. I'm like, I'll just deal with that shit in the morning.
You always get up, like, you throw the covers off and go, and you have to go, shit! Like, I just went, God, fuck!
Because I live in a building in Manhattan, they have them hardwired, and they also have the batteries in them, but they also have them like sealed. Oh, I don't know if that's some kind of law.
Probably.
So it's really hard to get at the batteries. So when that shit happens, I'll take it off the ceiling, and I try to bury it somewhere in my house until I can fucking handle it proper.
Yeah.
And it's
Good
still,
luck.
and you can still hear it. I'll put it under the fucking couch cushions. I'll pile blankets and pillows. I'm like burying it.
It's amazing.
Until morning. Because
they're annoying.
You pretty much have to break the thing open to get the batteries out. I don't know why.
They really, because people would just disable them.
Yeah, they don't want them disabled at all.
I obviously don't want them disabled. So it's. It was a pain in the ass. I finally found it, though. And, of course, replace the battery. No, it's 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
I'm just going to fucking twist it, take the battery out, and leave it on the poker table. That was it.
What are the odds of a fire?
Fuck
what are the odds of the fire when your alarm is shot?
I got new alarm guys coming in, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, they revamped my cam system. So now it's all night vision.
Nice.
And I want to have some of those electronic locks and fucking lights and heat and everything all taken care of. So I could just be here, and before I go home, I'm like, let me crank up the AC.
Could you shoot someone from here?
I could probably hook it up.
You can hook it up where you could actually shoot somebody?
Yeah, I could probably rig a gun to aim at the front door, and then if I'm looking, just have it fire at the door. Or through the door, like Biden says, Just have a double-barrel shotgun and just...
Fucking Biden rolls.
Fire it through the door.
Or just what? What did he say? Just fire it in the air?
Fire it in the air. A couple of blasts. He said a couple of blasts from the double-barrel shotgun.
Hey, Biden, not all of us live in the sticks. I can't just fire a shotgun where I live.
You go to jail for discharging a firearm in the city limits.
Right.
Unless there's a reason.
But as they're taking you away, you go, look, Biden said.
Biden said. Well, somebody shot through a door and went to jail, got arrested. And used, hey, the vice president said, and they said,
Biden excuse?
What you say? But Biden also, he said a couple of blasts from a shotgun chases anyone away, and you don't need an AR-15; they're harder to aim. Someone put together a great video of women and girls firing shotguns and just being flown on their asses, losing the gun. The gun flies out of their hands. They get their tits shot. They're like, "Ow!" And then they show women shooting an AR-15, and it's just like pop, 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 all nice and steady and straight.
This woman is this a viral video?
That one. Well, that isn't
really?
that isn't the Biden one though. That isn't the Biden shotgun one. This is just women shooting any type of pistols, like big.
Oh my God! I hit her
just
right in
got
the forehead.
Fucking.
I've seen these type of videos before.
Yeah. Oh God,
that had to break her wrist.
It came back.
Oh fuck, that had to hurt.
They're very and now she can't get. She keeps firing. She can't stop shooting it and get her finger off the trigger.
It makes her go backwards.
And she fell right on her ass.
Fell backwards.
Shotguns are not the easiest fucking thing to shoot. They do have a bit of a kick, especially the old school double barrel. 2 blasts from your double barrel.
I'll take care of business. Well, fuck, man. SimCity sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I
honestly don't
like
have 12 hours though.
Well, you'd have
I gave up
like
on
a house and a little one little factory, and you'd be like, I can't play anymore. I gotta save it. I gotta save it for later.
I know.
Oh, look, I was able to put in a water tower. But I gotta save it.
I gotta get those kids in school so I can get back to gaming.
Right?
What age could you start them at? Can you put a 5-month-old in school somewhere?
Isn't that like pre-K or something?
Yeah, my
pre-K.
My older one is doing that in the fall.
Here comes the pre.
I remember we started school at 5, right?
Dude, I went to kindergarten. That was my first foray into school, was kindergarten. And I think it was 5, 6, kind of that age. Before that, it was sitting with mommy watching cartoons around the house. I didn't go to preschool. It was nothing like that. There was no activities. There was nowhere for a kid that age to go. The mother was expected to just take care of the fucking kid until he was ready for kindergarten.
You didn't have, well, I guess they always had nannies, I would assume, but we didn't know what that was.
Please.
We had moms that just raised us.
That was it.
And then somewhere in there, like, you know, because it got way too expensive to live, mommy had to get a job. We do come from a time that mommies just didn't get a job unless they wanted to because they had a profession or whatever. They didn't have to work, though.
Yep.
And now every single mom has to work.
My brother got the babysitting gig way early in my family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Once Pops decided, you know, he'd had it.
Right.
Mom had to go to work, and she wasn't going to hire a babysitter. She did a couple of times, but then she realized, you know what?
You guys were fucking the babysitter?
What are these kids?
Those kumias get started early. Learned that recently. My God.
I love the babysitters. Not fucking the babysitters, but a little, you know.
Finger popping?
A little touchy-feely. See what the dealio was.
You can't touchy-feely your babysitter.
Feely.
What the fuck did I just say?
They seemed so old at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my mom needed help, so my younger sister was sort of raising my younger brothers. One of them being the owner of F.H. Riley's there in Huntington, Brett.
Yeah.
And she would give him baths.
Whoa, that's a little weird.
Yeah, well, she was...
Well, they were 15, and she was...
They were probably 4, and she was 6. I think she's only 2 years older than them.
That is weird.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah, that's a little strange.
We just assumed it, we just accepted it as whatever, but now that we're older, we're like, that's a little weird. A 6-year-old giving 4-year-olds baths.
A little odd.
Is that the age difference? Something like that, yeah. Maybe 2.5 years apart.
Yeah.
Between my sister and the twins. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, my brother took over the babysitting, the babysitting duties, which was kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Because we were all just still like at one, and it was one day we needed a babysitter. Yeah,
because
and then the next day it's like, oh, we don't have one. Now we're on our own, like fucking Lord of the Flies in the house here.
Did your brother take it seriously at first? Because he got that power.
I don't think so.
Oh no! Oh, that's cool.
No, he really didn't give a shit.
He's not much older than you, so that's really strange.
Those were the days, though, we were able to eat all the ice cream sandwiches.
Nice.
And Uncle Joe would call us bummers. You bummers.
You bummers.
Every time I eat ice cream sandwiches now, especially when I'm taking the last one out of the box in the freezer, I just think Uncle Joe throwing that box at us and calling us bummers.
You just say to yourself, I'm a bummer.
I'm a bummer.
Hey, I want to mention David Lee Roth. That was amazing yesterday.
Unbelievable.
We we've been waiting for the day we'd finally talk to David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
I mean, our paths, because of radio, kind of crossed for a little while there.
And he's been, the legendary singer of Van Halen for forever.
And we certainly spent our time over the years making fun of him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, we fucking hit it off with the guy yesterday.
It was a lot of fun, man.
The feedback I got, most people, you always got some asshole. Ooh!
Oh, of course.
But in general, most people really, really enjoyed the 2 hours we spent with David Lee Roth yesterday.
It was pretty cool. He goes off.
He's one of those guys you got to worry about a little bit because he does ramble, but it was all interesting.
Yeah.
And he kept, like I was saying to you just before the show, he kept going back on point. Just when you thought he lost it or whatever, he would get back on point.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard I got a headache yesterday from laughing so much.
Fucking great. He just talking about everything, the old Van Halen days, what he was doing after it, how he felt at playing a smaller place as opposed to the bigger. And all that shit is just stuff you'd want to ask David Lee Roth.
And I know a little bit about Van Halen and how the band works, like anyone else, by just kind of paying attention. But what I learned yesterday, Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth never got along.
Never.
I always thought they were like. They got together. They were brothers.
Right.
Like, we got this thing. We're best friends. They hung all the time together, and they wrote these songs. But he pretty much admitted yesterday they never got along.
No.
Because they just came from very different lives.
They were talking about that. He was talking about the time they went to that concert. And what was it, the Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah.
Or the other one? And he said, we weren't even talking then.
Right. And they weren't even a band yet.
They weren't a band.
I mean, they were a band, but they weren't
not like Van Halen.
They weren't Van Halen as we know them.
Unbelievable.
So
never really got along.
I had no idea. I mean, when you work together with somebody, you got your ups and downs. But with these guys, they never were on the same page in a way like where they could hang and just, like each other.
I got to think Dave's maniacal personality is probably rough for everybody to get into.
Right.
But I got to think Eddie Van Halen is just a fucking prick on wheels.
But we've talked to Eddie over the years, and I never got that impression, did you?
I don't know. Professionally, though?
I see now that we finally got to talk to David Lee Roth in person. We've talked to Eddie Van Halen in person. It's been many years since we've done that, but we have. You could see they're two drastically different people.
Not even because you couldn't imagine them even bumping into each other.
Right. Because Eddie and Alex, they want to stay focused.
Yeah.
And David Lee Roth just was throwing them curveballs all the fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just some ridiculous thing that they had to deal with.
Yeah.
And, probably a lot of that stuff did end up working out and making for some great songs.
Yeah.
But it was probably exhausting. But I love David Lee Roth because he's such a free spirit. That guy knows how to live.
He just, comes up with something and he's like, yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, he said,
a whirl.
I mean, none of us, us and everyone listening to our voices, none of us could just go, you know what, I'm going to go live in Japan now for a while.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he knows he has that, and he goes for it.
And he just ended up there and decided, I'll stay
here, and I'll learn Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got to be pushing 60, and he's still trying to, learn shit.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking CBS Radio, they just blew it with him.
Yeah, they did.
Because they just couldn't think out of the box. And we were guilty of making fun of him as well. But I was thinking, who I was thinking about yesterday after the interview was John Minnelli.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Who's, what's his title, really? He's like.
Now?
Well, he's still consulting and stuff.
Is he?
But he was a guy that we worked with for a while, and I always liked John Minnelli, and he was always trying to do different shit with radio. Mm-hmm. If John Minnelli had a David Lee Roth, he would have made it work.
Yeah, just something a little different.
But instead, he had to deal with those fucking suits over there at CBS. They can't work with a mind like David Lee Roth.
No,
because someone like that, you got to really just let him go and just kind of trust that you hired the right guy.
Yeah, he wanted to do some interesting stuff, and they were just like, no, stay in the studio.
And that's what fucked it up because he
do
wanted
a radio show.
He wanted to do what what pretty much everyone's doing now, podcasting from wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do, 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the time with David Lee Roth. I hope he comes back.
That was fun.
And are we gonna run his podcast, Erock? Did we work that out?
His people contacted us yesterday. They got to work it all out first, and then we'll get it on.
Oh, I'm sure that.
Oh boy,
I'm sure that means
they're looking for money. Money.
No,
we have no money.
I think they want to give the show to us to let us run. It's just we got to get legal documents and everything.
Yeah, we just want to sneak an hour on here and there like we do with the rest of the guys.
Show, yeah,
friends of the show, which we probably should start expanding. I'm thinking.
I'm sure it'll be something like you can't play it every day of the week for
No, we just want to put an hour on every once in a while.
But I'm sure that's what they
Oh, that's what he wants.
And they don't. Then it doesn't become property of fucking Sirius XM satellite. You got to get your dumb lawyers in there. Yeah. Sirius, like if you accidentally walk through the door here because you're looking for the financial firm upstairs, they own everything of yours. It's like, wait, I walked in accident. No, we now own everything.
Right. You didn't read the fine print on the door.
Yeah.
As we buzzed you in. As soon as you enter this establishment, we own you.
It's insanity.
I wonder if Scott Greenstein talked to David Lee Roth about doing a little something.
Oh.
Because he's one of those guys. There you go. Just someone fucking thinking, differently.
Yeah.
A free spirit guy. What I also loved about the David Lee Roth thing was the fact that every single... Wait, you didn't get photobombed?
No, because he snuck in first.
Holy shit. Yeah. Anthony's the only one that didn't get photobombed.
I made it out of the photobomb.
Are you putting all the pictures up on Facebook in one?
Fucking great.
I will, yeah. I'm going to put them all up.
We all got destroyed with photobombs trying to get our pictures with David Lee Roth after the show yesterday.
That's a good one right there.
And snuck in right as Jimmy was trying to get something signed. He goes, okay, get a photo. And then everyone realized it was photo time and decided to fuck with everybody.
Just destroys everyone's pictures.
Well, my picture with David Lee Roth decided to shake my hand, which always just makes for a weird fucking
awkward
photo.
Looking.
And then you could just see Jimmy's nose and eyes behind.
Over both of your shoulders, yeah.
And then you're photobombing Jimmy.
I'm photobombing Jimmy's photobomb.
Yes. Yeah. And then everyone just got destroyed with their photos.
Yeah, and then we got Florentine. Jimmy's between their heads, and I'm over Florentine's shoulder.
Yeah, that's funny.
And Kenny's lumbering into this picture.
Of course he is. Sam getting fucked over.
You're peering like right out of Sam's hair.
Yeah.
In the background, I'm over Dave's shoulder, making my De Niro face. Ooh.
Yeah. Who else? Sorry, they're very visual because it's not that they're just photobombs. We're making just completely ridiculous, twisted fucking faces.
Obnoxious.
Travis, we're just waving in the background.
It's so obnoxious.
Roland. Jimmy's making some face.
Yeah. It's all about twisting the mouth up and opening the eyes wide.
Erock got fucked.
Erock got the Opie, Jimmy, and me.
You got the triple. I love it.
That David Lee Roth smile's hilarious.
What do you think? What you think he does a little something? We should have asked him. He would answer.
Oh, he's always been like that.
He answered every question.
Yeah, the closest he came to not answering stuff was the Hagar.
Yeah, it seems like
Seems
like he gets along with Michael Anthony.
Yeah,
but it seems like Michael Anthony doesn't want anything to do with Van Halen. So what's the story there? He's never really talked about it.
Yeah, he didn't want to. I don't think he wanted to, start any fires. I think he's about building bridges, Opie.
Well, David Lee Roth, when I suggested that he, sings a few solo songs.
Oh, it was hilarious.
He goes, that's a great idea.
Maybe I'll talk to the guys.
Maybe I should bring that up.
No.
I don't think that would go
You
over
hear
well.
Van Halen broke up again. Yeah, fucking Dave, when he wanted to do some of his solo stuff with the band, which is a ridiculous idea, and they said, Opie's like, oh, man. It's my idea.
Are you kidding me?
My idea for Van Halen.
But how cool would that be? Why can't everyone just say fuck it?
I'd like to see David Lee Roth do Yankee Rose. That'd be kind of cool.
There's a couple songs in there that could easily work.
Yeah.
Also, he does California Girls or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then Eddie Van Halen can make it his own a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't have to like make it the exact song like it was on the record.
Sure.
But you throw a few of those in there, man, hardcore Van Halen / David Lee Roth fans would love it.
Oh, yeah.
It would make the show slightly different, too. You never know when they're going to break a couple of those out. Why not?
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool. But
make David Lee Roth sing a Gary Sharon Van Halen song.
Oh God, the forgotten era.
I want to bring up Gary Sharon so bad, but then I realized that we know Gary Sharon and he's just a really nice guy. So I'm like, what are you doing? Just
he
let
was
him be.
Not the guy. Oh, was he not the guy?
I remember we. I think we saw Van Halen with Gary Sharon. I think we went up to Boston for that.
Man, I don't remember.
I have no real memory of it, but I feel like we did.
No one does.
I think it was through BCN or something.
That was something
They were putting that together. Didn't they call their album Van Halen 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
Because they had 1, 2, and then with Gary Sharon they decided just to call it 3. And man, that just didn't work out.
It's terrible. Do you have any? I'd love to hear one. You got any with Gary Sharon?
What was the big song? It was.
I don't think there was.
The big song.
Well, the one they pushed. The one that radio pushed.
Anyone? Bueller?
Was it about a hurricane or some kind of high wind or what the fuck was it?
It wasn't Oh Dara. Shut up.
Oh Dara.
Man.
If you give me a couple titles,
I'm looking for Van Halen 3 here. I don't know if it's in the...
Wow, they didn't even put it in the system, huh?
Oh, wait, there's one song.
One song.
It's called Year to the Day.
I guess Without You is...
Without You?
Without You is the big...
That was with Gary Sharon?
I don't know. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, see the wind!
Oh, there's the wind. All right.
I told
Let's
you.
hear a little of this. There's a music video with it. Ooh.
We did this break, by the way. I'll beat Erock to the punch.
Did we?
Yes.
With Gary Sharon?
Yes.
I don't remember with Sharon.
We absolutely looked at this video. So there you go. You got the Van Halen sound.
Sounding Van Halen-ish. I think he was trying to go for a...
Yeah, I got it.
He's trying to go for a Hagar sound.
The Hagar years were very successful, obviously,
Yeah.
and they were trying to like just continue with that sound.
Yeah.
Because that's not Gary Sharon's voice, really.
No, and that's what killed him. He couldn't do that live.
Right.
He had such a problem because he was also singing the Van Hagar songs.
Right.
So, and it blew his fucking voice out. Sammy Hagar, say what you want about him, the range on that fucker's voice is ridiculous. And to have that gritty sound with the range,
Right.
If you just aren't born to be able to sing like that, you are going to fucking chew your vocal cords up,
Right.
and that's what he did.
No, I like Sammy Hagar.
I mean, that didn't sound like Wholehearted, did it?
No, not at all.
It didn't sound like...
If you know any better, you would say, oh, that's a Sammy Hagar song.
Right.
That they never released or something.
Yes.
Yeah, play a little more of this. Actually, it's not that bad.
It's not. It sounds like... the Van Halen sound. Man, did this just not work?
It's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit on that. What are they doing? They're walking in an ice house. There's women running in slow motion in an ice house.
This is when they still made videos.
What year was this, by the way?
98-ish, right?
Really?
It's right around the time we were getting fired from Boston. It's not bad, but it's like missing something. The vocals are a little buried, and it's not catchy enough.
Yeah, there's no real catchy hook. He's not as dynamic with the vocals as Sammy is. But he's trying to be...
Has Gary Sharon ever talked about his time at Van Halen?
I don't think he can talk anymore after trying to sing like that.
Oh, my God.
He's a mute.
Poor guy.
Wow.
He took it on the chin, man.
Yeah, he was the sacrificial lamb.
Then what happened after Gary Sharon? Did they bring Sammy Hagar back for a little bit?
I don't.
Because that's 98.
What did happen?
That's 15 years ago.
What happened
That's
for all the
15 years
2000s?
ago.
Holy fuck.
So what happened after that? I mean, David Lee Roth was gone for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
After that, shortly was the David Lee Roth Hagar tour, right?
Well, yeah, because then they're like, well, fuck. Then they're like, well, fuck you, Van Halen. We're going to do this, and so then there's the Sam and Dave tour. I don't know how they figured that one out. They probably didn't really talk. It was probably one of those things where, you know, one dressing room was on the left side and the other was on the right side of the stage.
Yeah. I don't know what happened after that, though. That's a good question. Like the 2000s, what was Van Halen doing during the 2000s?
Yeah. I think Hagar came back for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it didn't work or something?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
2003.
Did they actually come out with songs? I don't remember.
Reunion with Sammy, huh? 2003 to 2005.
Yeah, so they did a couple more years with Sammy Hagar, then from 2005 to pretty much... What?
3 new songs.
3 new songs?
3 new songs.
What were the songs?
Were they hits? Any hits in there?
It's About Time, Up for Breakfast, and Learning to See. They put out like a double disc compilation, like best of.
Right, and then they had the 3 songs.
Yeah, so you
none of
buy
those
them.
songs hit.
No.
All right, then what happened at 2005?
Oh, boy.
Then they went away for a year, and then they came back for another
The
David
second
Lee Roth reunion.
Roth reunion from 2006 to 2008.
What?
Whoa.
Okay.
And then what happened?
And then what happened?
2009 to present.
Yeah, is I guess where we're at now.
Oh.
Wait, so the David Lee Roth, they started getting him back together around 2006? So, really?
It just never seems like
Holy
they're really
fuck.
together. It seems like, they just hanging out for a little thing and decide to tour. But, like, Van Halen, to me, Van Halen broke up. First there was the David Lee Roth thing, and then there was the Sammy Hagar. And after Sammy left, Van Halen was done. Like, it has never been together again.
It was when they got Sammy Hagar, I remember it was such a big fucking deal. Like,
Huge
holy
deal.
shit, how is
Huge
this
deal.
going to work? And then it did.
Because Hagar was huge at the time.
Right.
Not as huge as Van Halen, but he had a great following with
It just
the Red
worked.
Rocker. Sammy Hagar, the Red Rocker.
And, you know, the songs he came up with, man, they're great, great songs. But I don't feel like, this is where the whole argument starts. But I never felt like it was Van Halen, though.
Oh, man, get fucking guy.
I hate to say it, I always felt like it was a Sammy Hagar band.
Yeah.
I never felt like it was a Van Halen band. And now, you know, let's get some fucking drinks and fucking discuss this.
A couple of bands have done that though over the years. They, we were talking about Journey. Journey had their original singer,
right?
And it was a different band. And then Steve Perry made it, Journey. But there's still 2 incarnations of it. I think didn't the Moody Blues have something like that too?
Probably.
I don't know, but
probably
there are a few bands that had other singers completely different. Jefferson Starship and then Jefferson Airplane.
Right.
There was Jefferson Airplane and then Jefferson Starship and then just Starship. And they got Mickey Thomas was his name, or Thompson. And that was a completely different fucking band, but it was still...
I don't know. Sammy Hagar's vocals are so strong. I just always felt like that
Mickey
was a
Thomas,
Sammy Hagar band.
Yeah.
I mean, then with the Gary Sharon, you hear the Van Halen sound.
Yeah, the Van Halen sound is there.
Even though Sharon's now trying to sound like Hagar because they had success with Hagar.
Yeah.
But when I think Van Halen, I do think of the original lineup with David Lee Roth.
Well,
but the Hagar years I loved. I went to probably 5 or 6 of those shows easily.
But if you talk to people that were the age you were when you first got into Van Halen with David Lee Roth,
it was just a fucking little nothing.
But if you talk to people that age when Hagar was there, they wouldn't even think about David Lee Roth.
Of course.
They'd be like, oh, Sammy Hagar is the singer of Van Halen.
Yeah, of course.
And then there was that other, Pete Best guy that was there before.
Well, Hagar was there how many years? Before they brought him back?
85 to 96.
Yeah, he was there a long time, 11 years. And David Lee Roth was there, when did they start? Around 75, I would guess?
72 to 85.
72? They didn't really have... When did the first album come out?
That was in the late 70s.
Yeah, the 72 is when they were really just getting back together doing the wet T-shirt contest.
78, 79?
I was going to go... First album, I would say, is right around that Boston first album.
Big hit.
75, 76.
Wow, you think that early?
I think.
I'm going fucking 70... I'm going 77, 78.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's right?
Van Halen came out in 78.
Holy fucking
A.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did 6 years before they even had anything going on.
6 years of despising each other.
70. And what did I say, 75?
Yeah,
I
that's,
guess that's
crazy early.
A little too
75 was fucking Frampton Comes Alive and
Boston.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Eagles, Hotel California, shit like that.
Right.
MTV tried to make such a big deal about Gary Cherone joining the band. Like, this was the next thing. Like, this is
the
as
next
big as Hagar
incarnation. Yeah,
I
here
remember
it
they
comes.
had, like, a news special, and Kurt Loder was
Right.
talking about it, and they premiered the video. And,
I remember there was a lot of hope, but
Oh, boy.
I mean, Extreme wasn't that successful.
No.
No,
They had two massive fucking songs.
Because they had two hits that
And
didn't
then-
sound anything like the rest of their
right,
songs.
and then a couple other songs that were good, but
Yeah.
they weren't a huge fucking band, meaning with a big catalog.
People bought their albums based on Wholehearted, and what was the other one?
I don't even know the other one. I know
Yeah.
there was a second song.
Oh, yeah.
This is Wholehearted. What was the other song?
Did they do More Than Words?
More Than Words.
More Than Words was the other
More
one.
Than
Very
Words
good.
is the other one.
What,
So
you liked Extreme?
No, I just know them.
So they're two kind of mellow songs, you know, they're
Right.
melodic and shit. And the rest of their album was like
Pretty hardcore.
Yeah, them being hardcore and shit. So people are like, oh, I don't like that bit of music from
Right.
them. I enjoy this.
Right.
It was like when Sugar Ray came out.
Oh,
and
right,
their
yeah.
single sounded nothing like the rest of their album.
Yes.
So then the next album sounded like their first single.
Right.
Yeah.
Confusing everybody.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, this is what works.
This was a cool fucking song.
With the 12
Is cool the right word? I don't know, but I like this one.
This was in the era of the ballad, the, you know, harmonic rocker ballad. And they did all right with the harmonies. What was the other guy's name?
Nuno.
Nuno Betancourt.
We had Nuno on a bunch
Yeah.
of times with his solo projects and everything else.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
It doesn't sound like
go back to
Sammy
the
Hagar
picture.
here.
This is
my
the best
God.
part of the whole Extreme story.
I didn't know Wolverine was in the band. That guy all the way to the left.
The guy all the way to the left is had a lot of success with Godsmack. Right?
Oh,
He
really?
was their manager or whatever. I don't recognize him in that picture. Yeah. Yeah, we ran into him.
Godsmack's manager was in Extreme?
Yeah, right?
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that.
Now I'm losing my
Hang on,
confidence in
hang on.
this because I haven't thought of this in a while. No, yeah. He became a Godsmack's manager.
Really?
I believe the drummer of Extreme. Somebody help me out.
Figueredo? I don't know.
Or maybe it's the...
Paul Geary?
Yeah, Paul, of course.
All right. Paul
Yeah.
Geary.
Paul Geary is the manager of Godsmack when they were hitting. Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Paul.
Very
we ran
good.
into Paul Geary a million times when we were at AAF.
That's Denver Pest, the always
Thank you, Denver
knowledgeable
Pest.
Denver Pest.
Yeah, he went on to fucking manage Godsmack.
Yeah?
Yes. And I'm like, oh, you're the dude from Extreme. Get the fuck out of here.
I remember that. Was he the drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
okay.
94.
I do remember him.
Yeah, Paul Geary. Of course. When Sully was just a local, coming to our gigs. Sully Erna. We love Sully. Miss that fucking guy.
Yeah.
He comes around every once in a while.
Yeah.
Let me say hi to Bill in Pennsylvania. Bill.
Oh.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man.
Bill!
Hey, after Gary Cherone left, they did a best of CD with 3 songs with Sammy, and they went on tour in '04. And Sammy even said that Eddie wasn't in a good place, and they wanted to continue the tour, but Eddie just couldn't do it. I mean, he was drunk all the time and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
That's when they. So
Gee.
and then they brought Dave back in '07. So
Yeah, and they've been kind of doing that thing for a while now, off and on.
and Sammy and Mikey went to Chicken Foot. So
Right. And they're having fun with that shit.
Yeah.
yeah, they're very successful with Chicken Foot. So
Well,
I wouldn't say
Not
very
quite-
successful
not quite
with Chicken
Van Halen.
Foot, but they're doing what they love. We had Hagar in for a few of those projects.
Oh, yeah. Well, when he was pushing that Cabo fucking tequila.
Well, the Cabo Wabo
Came in.
tequila.
He made almost, I think, $90 million selling that off.
He made a fucking fortune with that goddamn tequila.
That's why the chicken foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the big thing is they just come out with a line of rum.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as successful.
No. All right.
Tequila. The tequila was pretty fucking good, actually.
All right, guys, I'm putting.
I enjoyed the Sammy Hagar's tequila.
Isn't all tequila
No,
the same?
I would like to say yes, and don't want to sound like a snob and be like, but no. Patron is fucking great. I like that shit. If you just get the big, tall, clear bottle of no-name tequila, it's so bad. It really does make a difference, and that's not like Captain. I like Captain Morgan and Cokes; they're great. And if there's no Captain Morgan, someone goes, "Oh, here, try some of this like spiced rum, or try the Bacardi spiced rum." It's like, no, it doesn't taste the same.
Does anyone really enjoy a shot of tequila?
It's part of the whole
Just
thing.
a question.
Patron is nice.
If you
Wait, do you actually enjoy it, Erock?
Yes.
Okay.
The silver Patron is very good.
Damn.
You like tequila, huh, Erock?
Like Anthony was saying, like, if you drink like Jose Cuervo or something, it doesn't taste as good.
No.
But if you get the silver Patron,
I think that's where my tequila experience ended.
Cuervo, huh?
I think I never moved past Cuervo.
Everyone was trying Cuervo as a kid. That's all I fucking drank as far as tequila. Oh, God. We should get some Patron, do some shots.
I'll do a shot in the morning.
Patron.
Coke floats and Patron in my cup.
The stupid cold of mine is lingering. I'll fucking do a shot of tequila.
Tequila,
I'll try anything.
You know what? You don't just grab tequila like you do a beer if you're around the house and it's nice and fucking warm outside. But with the whole ritualistic thing, if you got everything with the lime and the salt and a few buddies and you're drinking and you do some shots, it tastes better because the whole thing is like a thing. It's just cool, it's fun to do.
You get some kind of cheap Mexican beer and then a shot of tequila.
Yeah, it's great. Oh,
Roland knows the thing.
Roland.
Look, he's rubbing his tummy. Yum,
like
yum.
Pavlov's dog just came in after hearing about tequila.
It's delicious.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Of course the Mexican is saying it's delicious. Mexican.
After 5 shots, I'm
Mexican.
Like, just bring it to the table.
Yeah?
You really like tequila?
I love tequila.
Now, what does it do to you? Does it get you fucking hammered?
I will run through water fountains.
Oh, right. That was when you ran through the water fountain naked or something. No,
I'll
just
run
ran
through water fountains anywhere if I get really tanked.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. How often do you drink tequila?
Video.
Bus tour and Brandon.
Is it oh boy, is it every weekend?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's special occasions.
Yeah.
What about Troy Kwan? Does he partake also when you guys are out doing your guy things?
He did on Saturday.
He did.
Really?
He got fucked up.
Did he?
I mean, he went to the dark side.
Wow.
Really? After the big food show? You guys all went and celebrated?
Troy's not a drinker, so he did a couple shots. What were you drinking?
Everything?
Yeah, he did a couple shots. And he started.
Wait, you went out with them too?
Yeah, we all went to Guy Fieri's spot.
Oh, that's right. So he tweeted from there.
Yeah,
He got all kinds of fucked up.
With the Cuban?
Yeah. Guy heard the show and said he wanted everybody to go back there and just have a great time.
Wow.
Did he really hear the show?
Yeah, he called the Cuban.
Really?
I talked to him for a minute, yeah.
That's
put us
pretty
on
goddamn cool.
on the chef's tab.
Yeah.
Damn.
We had food and drinks coming to the table.
It's like literally probably like
That's how you hook up a nigga.
20 drinks. 20 drinks just came out in one shot.
You know, it was a little much.
Yeah.
Because we kind of lost track of the fact that Roland's food court ended at 7 o'clock at night. It wasn't late. So we go to the middle of Times Square, and by 8:30, everybody's plastered and just shouting and slamming things and going nuts.
It's too early to be that drunk.
And there's families around.
Oh, no.
So, like, at first, they're like, yeah, save room for dessert. We're going to blah, blah, blah. And at the end, they had, like, we were full and everything. But Troy goes, I think, are they going to do dessert? And the waiter goes, no, they actually closed the tab.
Oh, shit.
They wanted you out.
Get the fuck out, you annoying people.
Yeah, I think Troy yelling rap lyrics while there's a family of 4 behind him from
frightening
Wisconsin.
the
That
children.
could be a problem.
And banging the table.
To be
Frightening the
fair, it
little
was the anniversary of Biggie's death.
Yeah. Is Guy Fieri's place doing all right?
It was busy.
I don't know. I think they went broke after we ate all their food.
Well,
and
You guys
drank all their shit.
ate up that tab, huh?
Well, there's
Nice.
a couple things here. I told Roland off air, I should tell him on air, I thought his food court was a really good show. I really did. I mean, that started out as a goof.
Rave reviews.
Start out as a goof, and I think you should do it once a month, once every 2 months, something like that. Definitely.
He's 2 for 2.
I really liked it. The Cuban, is hilarious. The other guy you had from Iron
Michael
Chef
Simon
was really good. And then you fucking know how to control a radio show, and you were ridiculously prepared. You made me uncomfortable. I'm like, I've never been that prepared for a radio show. He had notes, and he knew exactly where he was going.
Wow.
He fucking controlled the room. It was. I was impressed as a radio guy.
That girl's name, Sarma. I kept on calling her Sarah.
And he doesn't speak as mumbly.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know.
I love food.
Because when he's in charge, something else happens. They had a vegetarian brought in, and they were beating the hell out of her the whole fucking show.
Yeah, and
she was holding her own.
Yeah, she ran Bain Financial, that Mitt Romney hedge fund.
Oh,
yeah. And then the other,
David Burke, he was.
And the other thing is, I decided to come in just to get out of the house and kind of support Roland. So I was in Erock's booth.
Oh,
with my feet up.
Wow.
Troy was in there, and who's the phone screener? That guy's pretty cool.
Handsome Johnny Tube Steaks.
Who does he work for?
SMU.
Can we move him over?
The names.
He's the one who laughed at your shit before.
I know.
Like more than Sal.
Yeah, he laughed way more than Sal or any of you fuckers.
Damn.
You want me to talk to Rob about?
Yeah, let's move him over.
Out?
Let's move him over here.
Okay.
We could pick whoever the fuck we want.
Okay.
Wow. And then what happens?
Move Sal to XMU?
Yeah. Let's make that trade immediately.
XMU. Move him over there.
Look, it happens all the time in the major leagues. We're going to trade.
Get traded.
I think Sal would do great at XMU.
Wow. And we'll take him for Sal.
Yes.
We'll offer him a dick bag to be be later. Also.
Yeah, we'll throw in something else.
Yeah.
We'll throw in
that's not a fair
trade
trade
or something.
Yeah.
No, I like that kid, whoever he is.
Handsome
Tube
Johnny
Steaks?
Tube Steaks, yeah.
Handsome Johnny Tube.
So I'm over
the names.
I'm over there, and his show was supposed to be an hour, Roland's Food Court.
Yes, I heard this. I heard about
feet
this.
are up on the fucking console. And I'm like, who's coming in next? And Sam tells me Erock's got his show. I'm like, you know what?
Erock was going to fucking surprise everyone.
I'm like, you know what? This is going way too good.
Oh, you made the call?
I go, if Roland wants, let's do another hour.
Oh, Erock, Opie made that call.
And so
you were bumped.
So Roland did a 2-hour show. He was only scheduled to do 1 hour.
But Roland, yeah, and Erock was coming in to do the surprise show, right? And Roland, as he's announcing, all right, yeah, we're going to do a second hour.
Yeah.
I can see down the hall, Erock has just gotten here to do his show, and with him are his guests.
Strong guest, too.
His best buddy, Giddles, who he wants to impress.
Giddles?
Who's Giddles?
Who's Giddles?
He's just a guy that Erock has a crush on.
Do you like Giddles?
You got a man crush on Giddles?
Erock, who's Giddles?
He's my old roommate.
And you guys just get along?
Erock and Giddles.
But Giddles has, like he works in television.
Giddles in the morning.
He works in television?
Right, so Erock wants to impress him.
Look at me.
And he was like, oh, I'm going to have a show.
What does he do in television? Giddles.
He does editing for various TV shows.
Really?
Oh, yeah? I've never seen edited by Giddles in the credits. Giddles.
He did projects for Oprah.
How do you get the name, by the way?
It's a play on his last name.
What is it?
Gittleman is his last name.
Oi! Gittleman. Yeah, that's cool. Just call me Giddles. How about no?
His other guest?
Yeah.
The man with the worst luck in all of radio. Pat Duffy.
Pat Duffy. Oh, man.
Thought he was going to get his break.
His
again.
big break on the show.
Right.
And he was bumped for Roland's Food Court.
Sorry.
I did feed him, though.
Oh, you did?
We had tons of food.
Did you?
He wasn't here for the food.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Bumperoo.
Yeah, you got
Food
the old Bumperoo.
Do you know how good a fucking name that is for a show?
Food court?
Food court's perfect because it's like a food court, like you go to a food court, or it's like you're holding court about food.
Oh, I know.
It's fucking a miracle name.
He knows his shit, too.
That's like Dirk Diggler.
Right.
I saw food court in lights.
Right.
And it just exploded. The name was so powerful.
Right.
It's great.
Roland knows his food, man. He's one of those foodies, for real.
Yeah.
He knows his shit. Dude, you can make a lot of money.
We've been telling him that for months.
No, you
by the
start
way.
up a food blog about New York City. You got
Damn!
You got the built-in audience with us, so we could go, hey, don't forget about Roland's food blog.
Don't waste your breath.
Because a lot of people trying to fucking blog out there, they don't have the reach that you have here.
We've been having this conversation with them for the last 6
You're
months.
ridiculous. You could do all the food carts. You could go Italian one week. You could go the best dessert, the best fucking burger, all that shit. Easily.
He doesn't better himself.
It's too bad. There's good pocket money there, I'm telling you.
Travis was pointing out that it had to hurt Erock more because he was bumped by his hero. Like, his hero is the one that said, you know what? Nah, Roland's doing a good job. You sit out this one, kid.
Well, I mean, I didn't purposely try to hurt Erock. No. I just saw good radio in front of my eyes and said, we got to keep this going.
Right. Well, I mean, that implies that it was going to be better than what was going to happen.
Well, that means Erock should do one this weekend.
I told him he should take the 2 hours this weekend yesterday.
Yes.
Erock
can't. But now he's like, no. Like, he wants to swoop in secretly.
I know.
What is that?
That's why he lost the show, because he was so non-committal.
Because he was non-committal and fucking secretive.
He wants to swoop in.
Swoop in and not let anyone know.
I laugh because you're so right.
I know. He's got no confidence. That's why.
And he's no confidence, and he's mysterious at the same time.
He's always vague and mysterious.
So it was perfect for him. I'm just going to sweep in.
I might do a show.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Oh, Erock.
When are you going to swoop in next, Erock?
I don't know, soon.
See, he doesn't know. It'll happen, though, soon.
It'll happen.
We never know.
Nope.
Of course not.
He's like the Caped Crusader.
That's right.
Or the Masked Man, or
he
whatever.
said on Dave's show,
yeah.
First of all, Dave let the cat out of the bag that Erock, not only does he want to start a podcast, he wants to start a whole Kevin Smith podcast network.
Whoa!
All based on his stuff.
While he's writing a movie?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's too much.
And producing a radio show.
And he said on Dave's show he's already done like 4 podcasts that he just hasn't put out.
What?
Why aren't you putting
do a
them out?
podcast and no one hears it? Is it really a podcast?
True.
Erock?
I'm getting a website built, and then I'll put them out.
It's all the tools, and then you got to just put the content out and let.
How about
and then
you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? What involves with this? So keep your mouth shut.
It's
about time someone slapped Sam. I'm on Erock's side for this one.
Yeah, we're all
what
behind
else you got,
Erock now.
What else you got?
Erock.
I know
Don't
exactly
stop there.
So you're saying you don't know what he's talking about? A guy that has a podcast that's on iTunes that has a set
I'm the one who does it.
time that he does it.
Yeah, but you're just a podcaster. He's like the guy running the show. The
I
network.
have a show too.
Do you have a network?
No, I think one is sufficient.
Erock's going to build a network.
The Erock Network.
That's where the real money is.
That is.
But don't you think if there was an audience that was built by just starting to put podcasts out, and then you built the website around that they would be there?
Why are you asking us? Ask Erock.
Erock?
He's the expert
El
on
Comente?
podcasting. Erock?
The ones that are pre-recorded aren't ready to go out yet.
What are they waiting on?
They're finished being produced.
The following Erock broadcast has been pre-recorded.
What do you mean they're...
There's
this isn't...
Take it side. Keep taking it side.
No, because this isn't what your typical podcast is as far as...
Oh!
Brand new fucking business model.
He's reinventing the podcast.
Reinventing the podcast. Because everyone can do a podcast.
Yeah.
Stupid Sam does one.
You're right.
Erock.
Sam, basically he's saying you're doing a podcast like everyone else.
It's just a mic plugged into a computer. There's
well,
no post-production.
Erock is saying, nope.
Erock.
I'm going to show you what this thing can do.
The commentary. Erock.
Go ahead, Erock. I'm back on Erock's side.
No, this particular one that has some episodes already done, they're not time sensitive. They go along with something else, so those are being produced.
Sam's just bursting into laughter.
Because he doesn't know shit about what's going on.
Nobody does, because you're being vague.
Because I wasn't ready to give all the info out yet.
He's never ready to give the info on anything.
Of course he's not.
Because these assholes think, we need to tell everybody before it's done.
So what could he possibly be waiting for?
Yeah.
Not you.
It's unbelievable, this Erock.
I don't know what that means.
I love this
I don't think
Erock.
anybody thought you were waiting for me.
No,
Erock.
Erock.
You know damn well you got to put the podcast out there before you can get a network, because no one's going to tune
I
in.
never even said a network. That wasn't even my speak.
I heard network.
I heard network.
That was from Sam.
You don't have 4 shows that you're working on?
I have 4 of them, yes.
Okay,
That's
but
a network.
It's a network.
That's Kevin
Are they
Smith.
hosted by you, all of them?
All of them.
And you're writing a movie?
Sal's laughing.
Sal's
Sal's laughing. His
Sal
last
on the
day with the
move.
Opie and Anthony show before the big trade.
He's having a good time.
Or we could just release him like the Jets are going to release Tim Tebow.
Oh, you're a free agent.
Do you want to be released or traded, Sal?
I want to stay here. I don't want to be.
Oh,
No, that's
well,
not.
you know
That's
what?
not an option.
A lot of
I'm
players.
sorry.
A lot of players want to stay.
I know. I
I'm sure
remember.
Tim Tebow wants to keep that Jet uniform on.
You wouldn't mind.
Nice fucking paycheck.
Right. Yeah, you're not staying. But you could either be released, meaning you're fired, and maybe another organization will pick you
Yeah,
up.
no, I definitely don't want to go to XMU.
or we'll do a trade. I'm excited about this Sal trade.
I am too. Yeah.
I like the
It's
tube
fun.
sticks guy.
It's a good
Yeah.
move.
It's a good move, right, Roland?
Yeah, we hung out with him at Guys.
Yeah.
It was a good hang.
Erock?
Erock.
When will the big reveal happen? When do you think it'll be ready?
As soon as I have the server and the website done.
I've seen Erock's setup at his house
Oh, you have
in the basement. It's nice.
Erock, you got a setup.
Oh yeah, it's actually really nice.
I'm trying, yeah.
I think that's where his new avatar picture comes from.
Yep.
Where he's in front of a
Really?
microphone with his eyes up.
Can
in the
I
air.
see it,
Yes.
please?
Oh wait, no, he changed his avatar.
Oh, you changed it again?
Yeah,
Why?
Why?
because I found something else I liked.
Who changes their avatar that much? You're giving it much too much
Let me see if
thought.
hold on, let me see if I
That's
have the other
much
one.
too much thought behind. Hey, my avatar. What is it?
I changed mine for the first time, and people lost their minds because I guess they were used to the old one.
You know what it is? When you're scrolling through a bunch of things, you just go with a visual reference.
Right, I
So
know.
a lot of times you do just notice someone's avatar.
I might have messed it up by changing mine, but
Yeah, you got to keep it the same.
yeah.
People kind of know that.
Fuck it.
It's not like the beginning of a 70s sitcom where every year they kind of switched it up a little.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mind when they switched it
I
up.
didn't mind either.
Erock, could you? What is the podcast going to be about?
Erock.
Geekish,
no.
geek stuff.
Well, the one that's already pre-recorded is going to be a companion piece to
Erock, come on.
to something I know a lot about, and that
Yeah.
would be The Simpsons. So that's a specific niche.
Oh, so
podcast.
one podcast about The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Okay.
That's the
Simpsons
one
podcast.
that's been pre-recorded.
Are you going to be
Now, does this go with your movie thing where you go back in time to where people gave a flying fuck about The Simpsons?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was part of the movie.
People still care.
What?
What?
Yes,
They do. They do.
they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
Thing
one
I'm
of
wrong
them.
about.
Then the second one will be like what Sam says everyone does. You can do it once a week. You plug in, talk about things going on in your life, etc. So that
Oh,
one
just
will be
kind
there.
of, it's kick back.
Why do you feel
hey,
like? Why do you feel like? Sorry. Why do you feel like you need 4 podcasts? Why wouldn't you have one podcast and then like one of the features would be a Simpsons like feature?
Because the Simpsons one is different from the others. It goes
But it's
with,
you.
It each week's episode pertains to a specific episode of The Simpsons.
So it's the Erock director's commentary of The Simpsons.
Oh, I like that.
Are you going to play episodes of The Simpsons?
They're involved with the podcast. Yes.
Oh, so you're gonna get sued?
Wait.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you're going to get a cease and desist.
Which is fun.
Of course.
Maybe not.
They took down my broadcast once for the compound when I did a simulcast of the World Series.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, because I was actually I had the entire visual and sound of Major League Baseball up on the screen, and I was commenting on it, and apparently they frown on that. I never heard Major League Baseball say anything about the fact that they don't like you rebroadcasting their stuff.
Yeah.
Never heard. No, they should announce that or
They should
something.
absolutely announce that every game.
Yes.
It is very strange.
But Erock's got 4, so we got the 2.
Oh,
we
we
got the
only got
Simpsons,
2.
and we got the one which is like,
right.
hey, I'm Erock. This is what's happening in my life.
Let me tell you what happened yesterday in the
right.
world of Erock.
So what's the other 2?
And are you going to be able to talk about the fact that you spent the day watching The Simpsons if it's not a Simpsons podcast?
Can you mention The Simpsons
That's a
in
very
that
good
other
question.
podcast?
Will you be cross-promoting your podcast?
Of course.
Oh.
All right, what's the other 2?
The other one, the third one, involves me and some friends from growing up.
Giggles?
It's Giddles, and
Oh.
Will Giddles be part of it?
No, Giddles is part of the Simpsons one. He's not
What?
part of the other one.
But isn't he a guy you grew up with?
He is.
So he could
But
be
he
part
didn't make
of
the
other
cut with the one with the guys you grew up with?
with the hey, I'm E-Rock.
He's a busy guy. He doesn't
What?
have enough time.
All right, so the guys that he grew up with, so what are you going to talk about there?
things in their life and
wait, that isn't the. Wait.
Yeah. No, he's got a Simpsons podcast.
Okay.
He's got the Erock podcast.
Erock podcast.
Where it's like, hey, I'm Erock.
Right.
And then he's got one with his pals that he grew up with.
Wait a minute, that's the Erock one.
That's what I'm thinking. Now I'm getting confused.
How do you... Because we sit here.
Yeah.
And let's say that us talking about our life, we'll talk about like, oh man, like Opie talks about a story about, his kid and everything and what's happening now. But it could easily take a tangent to when we were kids and like, oh, I remember when my mom would do something like this instead of... So it kind of, how do you separate? Do you have a line that you're not allowed to cross as far as years go? Do you go like, hey, this is the Erock podcast. Don't you go into like years ago.
Why not for the Erock podcast, you bring in the guys you grew up with every once in a while.
And they could talk about Erock.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to try doing it as a one-person perspective, sort of like what Sam does, what Bill Burr does, those kind of things.
Oh,
like
so
that.
you're just, so the Erock one is just Erock.
Yeah.
So then the one with your buddies is Erock and his buddies. Mm-hmm. And now we have one left.
Yes.
It's like when Adam Ferrara comes on this show.
Yeah.
It's not
the Opie and Anthony
Opie
show.
Anthony show.
No, it's different.
Opie and Anthony and the buddies they grew up with.
Okay.
This is so vague. The lines between these podcasts are so gray.
Right.
They're so...
Well, the fourth one might bring it all together.
All right, Erock.
Can I give a secret podcasting tip?
Yes.
Nobody listens to podcasts with just one person unless you're Bill Burr. Trust me.
Oh man.
No.
It's rough. Is
Numbers
that why?
are a little weak.
Hence putting Jess on.
Yeah,
with you.
I mean,
yeah.
Now you're ripping off Rich and Bonnie.
Oh man.
It's an exercise in futility. I don't even know why I do it.
All right.
Yeah.
And the fourth podcast?
The fourth one,
boy.
Come on, Erock.
Fail
out
He
now.
saved the best for last.
that one's gonna
Don't
get
bail
ruined.
out now.
Don't bail out now.
Come on.
Fourth podcast.
All right, the fourth one is a little... It's industry related.
What?
It's speaking to people in radio, past and present.
Oh. The radio one.
Yeah.
Radio on the radio.
Yeah, what's bad about that?
Yeah, why was that bad?
His guest list.
That's almost the one that kind of makes sense.
You got Cowhead, and then who else?
No.
Oh.
You know.
Skittles?
Brucey?
Skitties?
Can I tell you who he
Skitties
asked?
or Skittables?
Skivvies? Who's on that one?
Eric,
Yeah.
do you mind if I tell them?
No, you go ahead because you don't know the whole guest list. But go
No,
ahead.
I just know I know very few people, but he has Rob Cross to be on his podcast.
Check roast.
Hey,
Chuck Roast?
he worked at K-Rock in L.A.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Look out.
What do you do for them?
Opie, has he asked you?
Huh?
Has he asked you?
He will eventually. I know he will.
Imagine that.
But he wants to
score
start with-
fucking Opie on your show.
With Rob Cross.
He's a successful radio
Rob
guy.
Cross, what did he do for K-Rock LA?
That's the launch show.
What did he do? Be honest.
That's the launch.
Right. What did he do?
He was a music director.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. And then what?
And then he worked over at K-Rock in New York. They brought him over here.
What do you do for K-Rock
You're
in New York?
spoiling the whole podcast here. Isn't this the thrilling stuff that's going to be?
But what kind of story could Rob Cross have for your podcast?
I haven't done it yet. I don't know.
That's what you find out, Opie. You weave through the story.
That's true.
Fair enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
some people prepared like Roland. Other people, you wing it. You just get when you have a Rob Cross on your show, you don't have to prepare.
And
You can't.
No.
And are these going to be weekly podcasts? Because people like having a schedule.
Those are going to be special editions. Those
What?
come out as they get done.
Which ones?
The radio industry one.
Oh, just that one, but the other three podcasts you're going to do weekly?
Yeah, the others are weekly.
I cannot wait for the Erock podcast.
He's going to do them weekly, and you could spell that any way you please. Oh, Erock.
But then the question is, like, why wouldn't you want to at least start doing shows on the channel with the audience?
Well,
Yeah, that's a great question. You're going to reach so many more people here than you would from your
Some of those things I
basement.
can't do here
Yeah, but like,
Why not?
because they
Who
won't
said-
let me do that.
Who? We tell you what you can and can't
Yeah.
do. And I don't mean that in a dicky way. I'm just saying, like,
The radio industry one I can't do here because then there's
Why?
there's a lot of people who can't do the interviews because it's airing on here. because of other companies and things like that.
Yeah, but you can
All right,
do
but you got 4
one.
podcasts.
And then the Simpsons one you can't do here because if you're broadcasting the episode or whatever, that's going to be a problem too.
That'd be a problem.
Wait, you're going to
on a podcast.
broadcast the entire Simpsons episode?
No, but you can't do a half an hour setup piece to go with every the episode that you're watching while doing it on here.
Why
He
couldn't
is
you?
so flustered in there.
What? You just don't want to be in front of a bigger audience. What are you talking about? We play TV clips all the time.
Yeah, you're playing TV clips, but when you're doing...
But we asked you if you're playing the whole episode. You said no. So then that would mean you're playing clips.
You're doing the commentary to the entire episode, but you're not playing the entire episode over the air. It's one of those things you start here, and then we break
like what
it
we
down.
did for Back to the Future. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
So the episode will be playing, and then you'll pull it down in the mix and talk about it a little.
Yeah, we tell you things that you may not know about the people that appeared in there, some of the production things that they've done with it.
Why don't you just watch the
Stuff
director's
like that.
commentary?
Are you going to go old school Simpsons?
It's only the first 10 years. That's it.
Only 10 years. He's priceless. He's priceless.
I love you.
The first.
I love Erock.
Only the first 10 years. Only the first decade.
He always comes up with doozies.
It's a Lulu.
I love you, brother.
Oh, Erock.
It's only the first 10 years.
You should at least start doing the general one or the buddies one on the channel. Because,
Sure.
the Sunday show I do, it's just on a Sunday afternoon, and it gets so many more listeners than the dumb podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you doing both?
Me?
Yeah.
Just because I think for branding purposes.
You got to keep your feet in the water.
Just to have
You just got to have
yeah.
a podcast
presence.
out there.
Yeah, I don't care
yeah.
if nobody listens to it, just to say
I got-
that there is one.
It's there.
I got a whole box of podcast equipment for Christmas that's just still sitting there.
Well, you don't need it for branding as much as I do.
No, I have an idea. I just want to do family stories with my brothers.
Ooh.
But I got to figure out the logistics of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it weekly either. That would be a pain in the ass.
You put it on this channel.
Huh?
You put it on the Erock Network.
No, what
Erock's going to
See if you can
fucking
get a gig.
get a gig on the Erock Network.
But I would bring him to our channel, obviously.
Yeah.
I would use my podcast equipment to go fucking do the stories, and then, I would fucking edit it, and bring the good shit here.
I got to plug my shit back in.
Why?
I
Yeah, what
gotta
happened
get
to
back
your
on
shit?
there? Well, I was upgrading, and then the power failure happened, so I had to scavenge the studio for extension cords and fucking plugs and everything.
Right.
And then I just never got the upgrades and everything back online. But I got to knock that out.
You see how you guys shit on Erock, but he's motivating us all to be more creative.
That
now.
is true.
That's right.
Because if I could get on that Erock network.
Yeah, is there a spot for us, Erock?
Erock?
There'll always be a spot.
Oh, nice.
I want to be in between the Erock talking about Erock and the Erock's friends talking about Erock show. Just break it up a little.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not someone he grew up with,
Well, that's just it.
so you're not allowed to be part of that show.
But no, I want to be in between those for two broadcasts.
I got you.
Like
Okay.
a little buffer between.
So you
the
can make
two
the
shows.
Erock sandwich.
Right.
But you'd have to talk about your experiences working with Erock. That would be the show.
That's mandatory. It's part of the contract.
That would be
gives you.
part. That would be part of the Erock show.
No, that would be a separate show. And talks about
see,
working
I'm
with
so
Erock.
confused by the Erock podcast network.
You can't complicate these podcasts. You have to have one thing
Yeah.
that you're talking about only.
Erock talking about meat martinis.
Erock?
Right.
Steak martini. That's a whole show.
That's a show.
Not
That's a
one
show.
show. That's a show.
That goes into Roland's food court territory.
Erock's whole life is gluttony. It's not good enough to just have one podcast.
He's got four.
It's not good enough to have one ad food group here.
Oh.
Why is it always has to be more for you?
Why
Erock?
does it always have to be miserable and say, you can only do one?
Well, it's not miserable and
it's
do
more.
one.
It's more logical, I think.
It makes more sense to put all your energy into one podcast.
Right. I think you're focusing on the Kevin Smith model, but I don't know how well that works for people.
Like
You could have one strong podcast where you're like, "Hey, man, it's
Here's the
me.
Simpsons.
It's my life." And then I'm bringing in my friends this week because we got cool stories from growing up. And then you know what? We're gonna go over here for a little while and we're gonna do a little Simpsons action.
Oh.
Why not? And just have one big, huge, powerful podcast. I think you water it down when you have too many, and then the listeners can't figure out how to follow along.
It's like I'd be listening and going like, I'm hearing Erock, but now is this The Simpsons,
right,
or is this the radio industry show?
Right.
I don't know.
Comment? Yeah, just to say this week we're going to talk about this Simpsons episode. So that's what we're doing.
Right.
That's the beauty of it.
That's what Erock's podcast is this week, is The Simpsons. But next podcast might not be.
And then there's less pressure on you.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, you know what? My life this week wasn't that great. I don't have much to talk about. So you know what? Guess what? I could do The Simpsons this week.
Right. I got it in the can already.
And then my friends, they're all busy this week. So fuck, I can't do that podcast. So I'll go back to The Simpsons again.
Now, doesn't that make sense? Erock Camus?
Just wait until they come out.
Oh, just wait.
We're looking at the next Steve Jobs. He's right there in our midst.
Damn.
All right, we're going to break, I guess.
Yeah. How do you follow that?
I don't know.
I love how Sam just laughs.
Sam's laughing at you.
Yeah. And this whole thing is, do it like I do it, or why try?
Oh,
shit.
No, it's not. It's just do it. You just do it. You don't talk about doing it. You do it. You don't buy equipment and talk about what I'm going to do. You just do it. That's my whole thing.
Well, his podcast right now is in post-production.
That's what I'm talking about. You just
what needs to be done in post-production with the podcast you've already done?
Good question.
Thank you.
There's some production being built for that show.
Like what?
Like a intro, outro, some wraparound stuff.
Oh, look at that. What kind of wraparounds?
We'll have to wait until it comes out.
Oh, God, we always got to wait.
Everything's a waiting
Wait with Erock. It's wait and wait.
Oh my God.
It's always wait with Erock.
That's what
whether it has a GH in it or not.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
I want Erock to be successful, and I want Erock to do it his way.
Of course.
But I want him to do it. To just do it.
Right.
You don't think he's going to do it?
No.
Why?
Because he just talks about it.
Oh, man.
It's the same way we tell Roland, you got to do a food blog. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do a food blog. And then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There's just opportunities that are just not.
That's a blog.
Yeah. You're saying don't just talk the talk.
Right.
You got to walk the walk.
Or no one wants to listen to Sam, either one.
Oh, man.
Shit. That came out of nowhere.
I know, because it didn't mean anything. I don't understand.
It's very difficult to bash the guy that actually puts on a podcast about podcasting. Yeah. I mean, it could be sucky, it could be that, no one could be what. The thing is, it's hard to say fuck you to the guy that actually is doing it, though.
All I'm saying is do it. I didn't say it was good. I said I do it. And then you responded by saying, yeah, well, you do it. Right. If I have one listener, it's more than you because you don't do it.
Oh, man.
Mine isn't out yet.
That would be my point.
When's it going to be out, Erock?
Soon.
I love the vagary of Erock.
Could you give us more than soon?
He's been so vague for years.
Give us more than just soon.
No.
I love it.
He goes, no.
Oh, my God.
I was like, fuck you.
It's going.
I love when Erock goes, fuck you to me. I love it. It's the best thing ever.
He's going to do a good job. It's going to be successful. When he does stuff on the channel, rarely, it ends up being good. People like it.
Yeah, we're the ones that are in his way. You know that. We kill his confidence.
Yeah.
You kill my confidence. I just do it anyway.
Oh. No, we don't.
You destroy me every day.
Oh.
You see the wink in my eye, though, idiot.
Of course.
Erock has never seen the wink in my eye.
Oh. All I got to do is open them and look.
The funny part is, though, when my point is, then I hear Erock outside the show, and I feel like it's a completely different person. I question myself, like, that's Erock, right? The one we know.
That's Erock. That's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got to blow my nose. Let's take a break.
We've been away for a long, 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 long time. We've been through changes, we've played some games. The more things change, the more things stay the same. We're a little bit older, but we ain't much wiser. We're back. We're better than ever. We're back. We're back. Together forever. We're back. We're back. We're
Hey, this is David Lee Roth. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. And now, the Opie and Anthony Show.
That's me in the corner. Out of Time, 22 years ago by R.E.M. Wow. That was a big album for the band. Bigger. It's bigger than you are not me. R.E.M., yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Where are you at, Ant?
Used to hate R.E.M. I like their songs. I like some of their songs.
Yeah. Like which ones?
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
Everybody hurts.
Yeah, this one's kind of good.
I used to really like R.E.M. Not so much as the years have gone by. Corner.
Not R.E.M. Day, though.
No. We're not doing R.E.M. Day.
No.
We got to save our music days for special stuff.
Indeed.
Well, it's James Taylor's birthday, 65.
Ah, that's 65.
That's a big age. We should maybe do James Taylor Day.
Well.
And put everyone to sleep out there.
Exactly.
Too much.
Poor bastard. He was fucking in the 70s. You couldn't fucking imagine the amount of pussy that threw themselves at James Taylor, and
every time I just even hear the name James Taylor, I go back to the time, and I know I've told the story. I went through the whole story here today, but the time me and Buzzy, when the Opster was dabbling in the cocaine a little bit. Back in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, and we went to a James Taylor show, and we had great seats because of CMF, the station I worked for, and we fucking showed up fucking just high on coke, and it's a mellow fucking show. He's singing this, and we're thinking we're seeing Metallica. We're out of our minds. Grinding our teeth, fucking just being way too loud and way too excited about the show, as everyone's just kind of sitting back in their seats. And everyone, I know, and it wasn't the paranoia. Everyone was staring at us like, look at these two assholes.
This is the concert you pass around the wine satchel, man, and some dubs. Hey, man, I don't know who this is to my left, but take a swig off of this wine satchel.
Dude, we showed up late because we were too busy partying, just marching down the aisle as he's in the middle of a fucking song, and just like, woo! We were those assholes. Right, we were those assholes. Couldn't stay seated. I think we only saw 2 songs and had to get out of there.
Yeah, you're not on your feet at a James Taylor show.
Oh, we were in the wrong mindset for James Taylor that day.
No, you weren't gone.
Oh, thanks, man. Let me. Thank you. What's your name, man?
I just can't remember.
But then I went to the outdoor venue up there in Rochester, the Finger Lakes Performing Arts Center, for another James Taylor show.
Yeah.
Brought this girl that I really liked at the time.
That's what you do.
And she was the one that blew me off for Blackie.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good to me at all.
Blackie from, who ended up in, with fucking Bob Saget there. What's his name?
Oh!
But he was Blackie on the soap
Blackie
opera.
on General Hospital at the time.
I got blown off.
Wow.
She said see you to the Opster and went with Blackie.
John Stamos.
Yeah, she ended up dating John Stamos back in the day.
Nah, what are you going to do?
I lost a chick to John Stamos.
That's not as bad as losing someone to, someone lesser. I mean, you got to figure, for the girl, that's like...
It kind of hurt.
That's like a fucking...
I was just a part-time radio DJ in Rochester, New York. Oh. She went down to New York City for whatever and ended up hanging with John Stamos for a while.
Oh, man.
I really liked this girl for a while. She made the Hawaiian Tropic Girls magazine thing.
Really?
Yeah. And she was in Cosmo.
You had to know you weren't going to hold on to that.
You know what though? I've tried to see find this stuff online. I can't find it.
No.
So I could show you.
She
to prove that I knew this girl at the time.
You banged her? Or were you working on it?
Honestly, I mean, I could just say yes.
Yeah, I know.
I got some things done.
Some action.
I got some action.
Oh,
I'll tell you. I felt so out of my league with this girl.
Yeah.
I could finally say it.
You're like, oh boy.
I'm like, why the fuck is this girl with me? And I took her to the James Taylor show, and she really liked me. And I just went into panic mode. She was way hotter than me.
Well, apparently so. She went
because I'm hot. Goddammit.
Apparently so.
No, it was one of those girls. I just felt completely out of my league.
Yeah.
And I was doing everything just knowing at any moment I was going to blow it. Yeah. And I obviously did. I guess she saw the weakness in my eyes at the time, and I was done.
She saw you were intimidated, nervous.
Right.
She smelled the fear.
Right.
And went off to John Stamos.
And then she came back to Rochester, and I was still like, my heart was still like for her. But then I think I moved, because then her and Stamos didn't work out, and then then I ran into her again. I was really happy to see her, but then at that point, I was moving on to Buffalo, I guess, and that's sort of how it all just kind of fell apart.
Take a hike, bitch.
Yeah, man.
You're damaged goods.
I'll give her. I'll give you her name there, Sam, so you can look her up. But I have looked over the years, and I just can't see her shit online.
You should just throw the name out and have the listeners.
Because
I don't care about anybody.
I swear
over like the amount of time that's gone by that Erock wants to pay attention to The Simpsons. Like that's my whole thing. 10 years.
I used to mention a girl by name in some stories we told, especially at NEW.
Yeah.
Fucking got a call from her family like, look, man, we'd really appreciate if you don't mention her name anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't know what I say. I said, no worries. No worries. Every once in a while, you get one of those. So.
I just fucking
blurted
it out.
Did you ever feel like you were completely out of your league with a girl?
A couple of times.
It's a bad place to be.
Couple of times.
Everything you do, you're just like you're just focused and just praying that she doesn't see the, the weakness.
First of all, you just know you're going to lose her anyway. You're trying to hold on to her like a fucking big ball of mercury. Fucking, she's fucking.
Because I mean, to this day I still am, but especially back then, I was, early 20s or whatever. I was so fucking immature still, like ridiculously immature for my age.
We've seen the pictures.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
The stupid kid in the Coke shirt.
Oh, the Coke shirt.
Was trying to hold on to a 10. That was only a few weeks away from blowing that kid off to go hang out with John Stamos, who was a fucking soap opera star already. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Coke
There's the
shirts
visual.
on my back. Coke shirts on my back.
There's the visual. That kid was trying to hang on to a 10 that was actually, doing a little modeling and made some publications.
Oh,
that kid. How did that kid get her?
That Coke shirt.
Of course it wasn't going to work out.
Oh.
I don't even have a hint of a muscle yet.
Oh my God!
I'm 22 in that video.
You couldn't grow the big fucking German U-boat commander beard back then.
Fuck no.
No way.
No.
Whatever. Something. How long?
I made good though.
How long did you actually get to hang out with this chick?
It was officially one of those summer things.
A summer thing.
It was awesome. Some of those summer fucking romances were the best.
And then just fucking John Stamos.
Well, fall comes around and just fucks everything up.
Yeah.
People have to go back to school or whatever the fuck.
I know. There was some girl fucking, I had a great summer with her, and she went to Quinnipiac College. That was it.
And that was it, right?
That's when she told me, don't just drop by. Could you call before you come up?
I had one of those.
Yeah, don't just, drop by. I just want to, I want to make sure everything, really?
Yeah.
I want to make sure a dick isn't in your mouth when I fucking open the dorm door. You fucker.
I had another one. It was a Long Island summer romance. Now I'm back home.
That was mine.
This was before I had moved on with my radio. Wait, was it? I was in college, I guess. Yeah. I was 20, probably around 22, and she was like 17 or 18. And we had 18. And we had one of those summer romances, went to Montauk, all that shit, a lot of beaches and all this stuff.
Romance.
And then stupid fall comes around and ruins it. She goes up to Boston to go to college. And stupid me, where am I at that time? I might be back in Rochester, maybe, doing radio. trying to remember the timetable here. And I did what you just said. I just showed up because we had a lot of friends that moved to Boston. So I'm in Boston.
That doesn't work.
And I'm like, I'm going to fucking look up my summer romance. Like, we never really split up, and we were kind of keeping in touch, but it was sort of weird and vague because it was before cell phones, you know? But you just assume things are still cool. And I showed up where she lived. And I called her. I'm like, hey, man, I'm in Boston. Love to see you. And she would not invite me to her room, and I had to meet her in the quad. In the common area.
In the common.
And we talked for an hour, and that whole hour I'm just wondering when it's going to be like, hey, let's go get a bite to eat. Hey, let's go have a couple drinks. Hey, you want to see my dorm room? Something.
No, you're done.
It never came.
You're
and then
done.
it was the awkward, like, well, it was really good seeing you.
Bye.
And I'm just standing in this common area in this dumb dorm in the middle of Boston going, I am the biggest fucking loser. I had no idea that she obviously moved on and obviously had some kind of boyfriend.
Oh, man.
But she didn't want to tell me. She officially never told me.
That's what happens. You fucking bitches. Yeah,
it's the bitches that'll get you.
And then she transferred to...
which one? Yours?
To Dowling in Oakdale. Right? Yeah, down in Oakdale, Long Island.
Right.
And it was even closer. And I was like, oh, I could come down.
Now it's going to work out nice.
No, you should, I'll call you and I'll come up by you. She probably had like fucking pictures of her boyfriend in her dorm room. Didn't want me to see him. Didn't want her fucking friends. Didn't want her little dorm mates to be like, why is there another guy? Hey, where's your boyfriend?
Right.
Yeah, it was done.
And then, all these stories have been told, but then I got to tell I got to finish my trifecta. So then when I was in college, my senior year, I was going out with this girl who was from Rochester. We went out for a couple of years there, and she ended up moving to Boston with a bunch of people. A lot of Geneseo people moved to Boston. She was one of them. I stayed behind. I was supposed to go to Boston, but I really believed in the radio career, and I knew it was not going to happen in Boston. So I stayed behind as all these people are in Boston having the times of their lives. And me and Buzzy would take the weekend trips there to see all our pals and just party and all that. We did the Rochester to Boston trip so many times I can't even count. And I showed up, and she was living in Cape Cod. And I'm in Boston, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to see you. And it was all that vague shit again, because we didn't have the cell phones.
Vagary.
But she goes, all right, yeah, great, come see me, I'll pick you up. So I took a train or a bus there, I forget exactly at this point. And I had my bag, and she opened up the trunk of her fucking car, and there were the size, I swear to you, size fucking 14, 15 sneakers in her trunk. I'm like, oh.
That's not good.
And I just knew. And we hung out for the day. I think I spent the night, and that was pretty much the last time I ever saw her. I just fucking knew. I'm like, holy shit, you got a fucking boyfriend.
And
you didn't even fucking tell me.
Oh, boy.
That one hurt a lot. That one hurt a lot because that came out of nowhere.
I know what that means.
But there were the fucking sneakers.
Yeah.
Big, huge motherfucking sneakers in her trunk.
The only one that could get away with that and not be cheating? Nicole from the Morning Mashup. with her giant freak feet.
Yeah, fuck.
Her giant freak feet.
Right.
Wow. Heartbreak. What are you going to do?
That one was a bad one.
At least it wasn't...
that was more than a summer romance. We were like going out. And then it was the dumb thing. Fucking...
See, Erock should have been on the ball with that one. Should have played Summer Lovin'.
He's too busy in post.
Oh, yeah. How about present?
Yeah.
How about present production? Fuck post-production. Concentrate on present production.
Right.
There we go.
But that long distance shit, that was the one bad thing about leaving home to do what I did. I always had to go back home.
Yeah, so you got to leave the girl. You
always had to leave the girl.
Yeah.
Or in my case, I stayed home, which was Geneseo for a while. That was my fucking base of operation to do all my radio shit.
I remember with this same girl that was going to college. And it was still the summer, but it was like the last week, and we had spent the entire summer together. And it was at her house, and it was like the last weekend. We were hanging out together, and she was inconsolable, crying on the couch.
Really?
Like, I don't want to go to college. I don't need it. Fast forward. Yeah, don't show up. Yeah, don't just show up. You should call first.
Ugh.
What happened to tears, you fucking...
Exactly.
You phony crock of shit.
We are multi-millionaires now!
Now look.
Where the fuck are you?
Look what you're missing. Jesus.
I had a broad in Buffalo.
Yeah.
She really liked me, and I was really into her as well.
Yeah.
But her mom always got in the way and was like, you got to marry.
Sexy.
You got to find a man with money and a real career. I was making.
Boy.
I'll tell you, I was in Buffalo making $14,000 a year.
Righteous
scraping.
bucks.
I mean, scraping. I would save up all my fucking pocket money to take this broad out to a nicer restaurant because that's what her mom expected for her daughter.
Right.
Fast forward, I'm a multi-millionaire. Way to not see my potential, you stupid bitch.
There was a lot.
I also found out she got extremely fat.
Oh, wow.
So fuck you.
There sure was a lot of that missed seeing potential. Of course, I didn't show any potential. But, boy, no one was willing to really look. Give me a little time, you know.
Right.
Sometimes you need a little time to figure it all out, like 35 years.
Right.
To figure out what you're going to do with yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. The mom was obsessed. You got to marry a rich man in Buffalo with a nice career.
Well, it's in Buffalo.
This radio
it's relative.
Right. This radio shit's not going to work out. You shouldn't be with him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's where it is.
And she was like, that's when I learned about like chicks that pop pills and shit.
Yeah.
She was already on the Xanax. She was.
Nice.
She was in her. What? She was a few years younger than me, so she was 20, 21 at the time. I was about 26.
Yeah.
25, 26. She's already popping Xanax like they're fucking M&Ms.
Wow.
So trust me, in the end, I'm thank God I wasn't stupid enough to fall for that shit. Thank God.
At least
I'm not pining away for her, trust me.
At least they relax on the Xannies. It's not like she's taking that fucking... What is that? I always get Adderall and Ativan mixed up, but they're completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
Are they?
Yeah. One is like, you're too lazy to snort cocaine, so you take those. It's like, I really don't want to fucking... Yeah, Adderall is the fucking pill version of cocaine.
Oh, that's the one that gets you all fucking ramped up?
Yeah, yeah. Mm. And Ativan's the downer. Wow, why would you make something sound so fucking similar?
My mom's done the Ativan. She's been on that
Sauron and Saruman.
Yeah.
I had to watch Lord of the Rings 18 times before I figured out which was which.
Right. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Bloomberg's soda ban.
Soda ban
being blocked. We got his press conference and all. We're gonna do that after the break.
It's a good name, by the way. Soda.
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 Also,
7. Yeah.
I got the green light on my next Urban Explorer video.
Now, if this doesn't
see, people thought I was just bullshitting.
Yeah.
But my friend Moses Gates, who's got a book coming out called Hidden Cities, he's going to be in here soon to promote it.
Hidden Cities.
He took me on a tour of some highly illegal places.
Hey, is he the guy that climbed up into the fucking World's Fair tower?
Maybe.
The observation
They
thing?
all know each other.
There's some fucking guy, I saw some fucking photos and some a whole story about how he got in, what happened. I'm doing a radio show! Oh my God!
It's Moses Gates on Twitter, right? I promised him a lot of plugs. And he took me underground, and we went to the Amtrak tracks where all the mole people used to live with the murals and stuff. That video's online, and it did really well. Yeah, there's my pal Moses Gates. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
this guy.
that's crazy right there.
And
it's so photoshopped.
No, it's not. I saw him do it. I saw him do that exact thing. I got a little video of that as well. That'll be the second video. But look at that. That's fucking nuts.
What is he doing? He's
That's
not fucking Spidey.
That's fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
Don't explain what he's doing.
No, not at all. But that's...
I promised him tomorrow. He said tomorrow you can finally release the second video. So don't even, because he has It's how do I explain it? It's a whole network of people that do this urban exploring, and they acquire information about stuff. Like you were saying, the World Trade Center, not the
World's Fairgrounds, Towers, observation.
Like someone gets the info, like, look, you could do this, and if you do this and go blah 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 blah, and they trade this info among each other. It's an underground fucking group.
It was an amazing story. The guy fucking, in order to get into the tower part, the little round part to get up on the ladders,
right?
There's a door that with a giant padlock on it, but there was an opening above, kind of far above. He made a grappling hook,
right,
and threw the fucking thing. It finally connected,
right.
And he was able to climb it up like a fucking...
Oh, my God, I would love to do that.
Climbed up, and then the ladders and stairs in there were all rusted and, from bird shit and rain getting in there. There was, like, parts of the stairs where he had to kind of precariously walk on the arm rails to the stairs because the actual stairs were gone.
Yeah.
And he's really high up at this point. But he got in and got up into the observation towers that you see on the side of the expressway, using Men in Black as the little UFOs that flew up. And he took pictures from up there. Wow. Looked pretty cool. I wanted to take the drone up there and take some video, but apparently somebody spotted something kind of close to LaGuardia yesterday, another drone, perhaps.
I thought you were finally doing that. I thought that was you.
No, it wasn't me.
Because there was another, drone sighting, and I know Ant wants to go to the world's.
That's what I want to do.
World's Fair and do video with his helicopter.
But now I'd totally be fucking taken in, at least for questioning, for being so close to LaGuardia,
right?
With that thing, but they're ruining it. Everyone's ruining my fun.
So anyway, Moses Gates and his gang, they check out shit the average person just doesn't get to check out.
Well, I won't say what it is, but that is a picture right there that you won't fucking be able to take of yourself. That's a picture. It's like I am probably one of maybe 3 people that have done that.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Send me that picture, by the way. I got to add it to my video. Please. Just send it to my phone. Anyway, Moses Gates, we made an agreement when he took me around in December. He goes, look, the only thing I ask is you don't put any video out unless I, give you the green light, because he doesn't want to fuck it up for his pals. Because he wants his pals to have the opportunity that we had, to be honest with you. And he finally emailed me last night. He goes, dude, you could release the next video on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, because today I think there might be some last-minute guys doing something.
Who is the guy?
Steve?
Yes.
Steve.
It's on undercity.org.
Undercity.org.
Steve Duncan.
I think Steve Duncan knows Moses Gates. Is he the blonde that's in the other video that did really well?
There's a link to Urban Explorer's TV show.
So I think
maybe they're all in cahoots.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're all in cahoots.
That's the guy. He's talking about a grappling hook and all that.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
A lot of people that are into this urban exploring videos, Steve's the one with the blonde hair. His video did really, really well.
Where was his video? Just under the city?
Yeah. Well, he was the one that also climbed. Was it the Manhattan or the Brooklyn Bridge? The fucking.
Oh yeah, the tower.
He got all the way up to the top of the tower in the middle of the bridge. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, they all know each other. Yep.
So that's the guy that grappling hooked his way into the observation tower.
Yeah. So cool. Moses knows him. Absolutely. So Moses is going to come in to promote his Hidden Cities book, and he'll certainly have a lot of great fucking stories. So
he'll be in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, okay. But the video that me and him did, I'm going to release tomorrow morning.
I think you might get your viral video. I'm thinking that's a good one.
It's going to do really well because he showed me something in New York that only a handful of people have ever seen. Just a handful.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
And I'm thinking,
but it was scary as shit because I thought at any moment I was going to get arrested.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this could be a little precarious to release the video.
Why?
Well, because people might ask, wait a minute.
Some questions?
How do you do that? Because I'm sure they don't want other people getting similar ideas with maybe more nefarious ideas.
Well, that's why he didn't want me to release this video because he knows it's going to get a little attention.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Send me that picture.
What's
please.
that thing that looks like a funnel behind him?
What do you mean? That's a light.
Oh, okay.
To light up.
Yeah, that's a big light. That looks so cool, though. You're a fucking superhero right there until you know. Oh, gust of wind. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's Opie Radio on YouTube. I'll have the video on my front page tomorrow morning.
It's so irresponsible to sit up there.
I'm still editing the video. Well, that's what gave me anxiety attacks for the first time in my life.
I don't know how you did it.
Every once in a while, I still get freaked out as I'm falling asleep at night.
Just watching someone do that?
Yeah.
I'd get
anxiety. Yeah.
Yes, I had major anxiety attacks because of this. Uh-oh, is that him saying shut the fuck up?
No, we're not saying enough.
Like if a fly just zooms past your face and you're like,
dude, the fact that you have to turn around is enough. Like that's enough.
But that's not even that's going to be the third video.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going for
you wouldn't do it?
No. I didn't do it. No. Fuck no.
You'd be crazy.
Do you think that would be like...
Dude, it was
visible.
What do you mean?
Like, do you think someone
to
would
the
go,
people?
Holy fuck!
No.
Because I know
you're way the fuck up.
I know I could see.
Maybe
that.
someone in another building, but not from the street.
A lot of the guys have done it. The underground guys.
It's a cool fucking picture. I got to be honest with you, but to go out there, I wouldn't even change that fucking light bulb. And that's not even there. There. Fucking snazzy.
Anyway, so I finally got the green light. I'm very excited. I got a lot of editing to do today to make sure it looks pretty good. And I'll release the second video of my urban exploring with Moses Gates.
Pretty fucking cool.
Who said if I'm up for it, he's got some more things this weekend. So I might do a couple more things this weekend.
Yeah.
I blew off the one where he said there is a possibility you could die.
Oh.
He said there's a possibility you could die if you're not paying attention.
And then you go, what? Huh?
And I think being a father made me think, fuck.
Yeah, see what happens?
I think if I was completely single, I would have just said fuck it and went for it. But,
real seeker.
Yeah. But I would pay attention.
Yeah.
But maybe he's not paying attention and he fucks it up.
Could you zoom in on that?
I think
to him actually.
I think what it was a timing issue with trains, but you had to be paying attention.
Oh my God! Yeah, go right to him on that. Wow.
Like you have.
Oof.
Yeah.
No, see, you gotta whip your legs around in some way, shape, or form.
That's what it looks.
Get the fuck out of here! And it looks real slippery.
When I was there, all that looks extremely slippery.
Yeah.
And that's why the anxiety attacks. And it was a windy day on top of it.
Yeah, look at his hair.
Yeah.
You can see it's kind of blowing. He's got short hair. That stuff is really slippery. It's very,
Yep.
Ooh, look out.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. Keep up your good nature.
So tomorrow will be the second video of the three.
It's
tomorrow's a biggie.
It's a thrilling one, so could get it.
Yeah, I showed Anthony the footage a while ago. I showed Joe Rogan the footage. He fucking freaked out. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, crazy.
All right. Want to talk about Bloomberg next?
Yeah, his soda ban, sody pop ban. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
So we got the Cardinals heading to Conclave.
Oh, the Conclave.
The Conclave.
I hate when a story has a word in it that you just keep hearing over and over again, and it just
conclave.
becomes conclave has become a word that I just don't want to fucking hear anymore.
Say it to yourself; it's fun. Conclave.
I've said it alone many times.
Right. I think it's all nonsense. You see the Cardinals showing up like rock stars and they're really nice cars and stuff, and there's paparazzi like, hey, I'm a Cardinal from this fucking country.
I'm watching. I'm listening to the news, and they're live from the Vatican, and it's just. And here comes this cardinal, and all dressed in their red, whatever they call them, and a gold staff as he walks.
Right.
It's like, what? This isn't supposed to be like this.
I know. It's like the red carpet for the Oscars or something. And then they're giving the odds on. Well, this guy has a 5 to 1 shot to be the Pope.
Yeah. Yeah, they're giving odds.
This guy has a extreme long shot because, as we all know, he was touching kids.
Yeah, this one didn't touch kids, but he did know about it.
Right.
And we frown on that.
Absolutely.
Conclave. I want to shove it in her conclave. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick my dick in your fucking conclave.
Well, there's still hope for America.
America. Yeah.
There's still hope for America.
Finally.
The land of the free.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this soda ban. And I remember when I started thinking about how ridiculous politicians are in this particular city when they try to get rid of cigarettes, the smoking ban.
Yes.
I'm not a smoker. I dabbled slightly. In my 20s like anyone else, but I never really smoked a lot. And I absolutely hate cigarette smoke.
Don't like it at all.
Although every once in a while when I'm outside and I smell cigarette smoke,
really?
It's kind of nice.
Never.
I like it.
I fucking hate it. When we walk out this building where I'm getting into my truck, there's usually people out there smoking.
Right.
And you got to position yourself upwind of where they're all fucking smoking. I hate it.
Do you hold your breath as you walk by smokers? And then you realize how amazing smoke is, because the other day I was holding my breath past a guy smoking outside my building, and the wind was howling, and the wind was blowing in my face.
Yeah.
So I passed the cigarette smoking guy. So then I was like, okay, look, I got the wind.
Right, cleans.
So I can start
out.
breathing again, and you still smell the fucking cigarette smoke? What the fuck is that about? That's pretty amazing.
Cigarette smoke is amazing.
And I do like smelling it every once in a while.
No,
but then you realize it's also the guy's bad breath or the girl's bad breath in there mixed in with the fucking smoke.
It's fucking.
So it takes me out of the game.
Black lunged fucking cells.
But do you remember? I think we were at NEW and they started the smoking shit, and I remember that pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
And it was something that you taught me years ago, how like you have to stand up for all this shit because they never stop.
They don't stop.
They never fucking stop. And a light bulb went off in my head when you said that to me one day on the air. And with the cigarette ban, I'm like, look, I hate fucking cigarette smoke. I fucking hate, you go to a concert or you go to a restaurant and your clothes smell like cigarette smoke. I hate. We all know
that.
We all know. And it's great to go into a restaurant or a sporting event and know you're not going to smell smoke anymore. Yep. But that's not the point. I hated that we were telling people what they could do with their establishments. Right. It drove me fucking nuts. They're like, well, what about the poor bartender? I'm like, well, then the poor bartender has to get out of that line of work.
He got the job. I mean, there are people that work in chemical plants, too.
What about the workers? Well, I don't know what to tell you.
They know what they're getting.
We all had shitty fucking jobs that probably affected our health.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting skin cancer burned off me every fucking summer.
Jesus.
Because of my caddying days or the pre skin cancer.
The pre.
But anyway, do you remember when they started the smoking ban? They went after the cigar bars.
Yeah.
And here's a place where walking in, it's called blah blah cigar bar,
right? And
they banned smoking in cigar bars.
Yeah.
When the sole purpose of going in those places was to enjoy a really nice cigar, something I never really got into either.
Yeah.
But our old boss used to go to the one on 56th Street. I would go there once in a while with Ken Stevens because he enjoyed a good cigar, and I would enjoy a good glass of wine. We would hang out and talk about.
That's kind of nice, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of like the smell of cigar smoke too. Absolutely.
That's totally taking a guy's business down.
Right.
Because it's a cigar bar. It's not just a bar where it's like, well, the people can still smoke outside, but they're going to drink. We got the game on. We got a dartboard. We got a pool table. It's not that. This guy's whole livelihood is the fact that he has an establishment that you can go into, smoke cigars, and drink some brandy or something like that and wine. And now you're telling this guy that he can't own his business.
And I was pretty much the only idiot not smoking cigars in the cigar bar.
Yeah.
But, my pal and my boss at the time did, so we went there every once in a while. Just to kind of, talk about the show and the stations we were on and all that shit. Anyway, my point being, I was amazed they were able to tell cigar bars that you no longer allowed to have smoking in there.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, we're losing the restaurants and the regular bars. But now you're telling a place that was built for this sole purpose they can't do it.
Yeah, it seems very unconstitutional to take away someone's business.
And I remember this was a good 10 years ago at this point. And I'm thinking, this is crazy in America. You can't fucking do this to
you can.
Owners of establishments.
Yeah.
Especially when it's legal substances.
Yeah.
You fast forward, and now we're dealing with this dumb soda ban in New York City.
Well,
it continues going to your point that they never stop.
This mayor has just been with the trans fats and the traffic where he makes the big mall area in Times Square.
Right.
He just loves making people do stuff that he wants them to do. And it sounds like, oh, really? Yeah, all right, it's funny, but, really. No, really. When you reach a point where you have billions of dollars, where you're, I think, the fourth or fifth most wealthy person in the world is Bloomberg.
Right.
He gets a $1 a year as pay for being mayor because he doesn't want, he doesn't need money. Once you reach that point, the only thing left is to have power over people, hence him being mayor, and then also him being a mayor that just intrudes upon your fucking life at every turn.
Right.
For some bozo reason, whether he believes in these reasons or not. I honestly think he's psycho enough to actually believe that he's going to make an impact on obesity by taking coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Let me see if I can get this right. Dunkin' Donuts, where you can't get 4 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee, yet you can buy 2 dozen donuts, sit in the place, and shove them down your throat until you're in a sugar coma.
Right, of course. I think because he's a billionaire, he's completely out of touch with how people, think and live their lives.
And he just wants control.
Because we said it yesterday. I mean, the sugar ban, it seems like a good concept if you really break it down, sure. But it has to affect everybody to try to get into a tiny percentage of people's brains that this is bad for you and you're killing yourself.
When people fuck up, they put it on everybody.
Right.
If a small percentage of people can't handle something, it has to be taken away from everyone. That's what the government does now.
Yeah, I don't really drink a lot of soda, to be honest with you. I don't drink a lot of sugary drinks. It was never my thing. I guess because we grew up with water, powdered milk, and watered down orange juice. We didn't really have the pleasure of having soda in the house, so I guess I just got used to not having it. I'll have a soda this is the truth. I might have 10 sodas a year, tops.
I love ice cold Coke.
But when I do, I love it, absolutely. Yeah. But I can't imagine, a lifestyle where I'm having a soda every day. I just can't imagine.
No.
But I'm not going to be the guy that's sitting here saying it's bad for you and you shouldn't do that. It's stupid.
If you're getting obese off of soda, you have a bigger issue than what the mayor can do for you. He's not going to, someone isn't going to not be obese because the mayor is taking sodas away from everybody.
I think it would be a very, very tiny % of people that change their lifestyles. An extremely small number, but we all have to fucking make sacrifices to maybe save this tiny, tiny % of people.
Yeah, the end does not justify what they call the means.
Of course not.
Case. It's legislation that affects everybody and is effective to pretty much nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yesterday it came down in the afternoon, and it was a great tweet when I saw it. That it was overturned.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge.
Yeah, Judge halts mayor's soda ban, calls it arbitrary and capricious.
What?
Can you say that word
Arbitrary and capricious.
Is it capricious?
Capricious.
All right, fair enough.
Arbitrary and capricious.
The regulations are fraught with arbitrary and capricious consequences, the judge wrote.
Well, you know what?
What does that mean, by the way?
Well, I think somebody can explain it a little better.
You sure?
Yeah. Let's go to the clip. Anything? Clip?
What clip? Oh. This one?
Are you writing fan fiction?
Writing Bloomberg soda ban.
Shit. What clip?
As far as I can tell, your entire enterprise is a little more than a solitary man with a messy apartment which may or may not contain a chicken.
And with Darren's help, we'll get that chicken.
I'm sorry, but we can't allow Darren to continue working with you.
Well, I have to say, this seems capricious and arbitrary.
No flies open.
We go to Seinfeld.
He's using Kramer's fucking his argument. Capricious and arbitrary.
The judge's name is Tingling.
What?
Really, for real. Judge Milton Tingling was particularly miffed with the sliding standard of who would be covered by the ban and not. For example, supermarkets and large chain stores don't fall under city regulations.
Who's buying large chains? Oh.
Yeah, so you're going to find a way to get your soda.
You could literally walk down the block and get it somewhere
Right.
else.
And wouldn't have been impacted by the ban. Okay, but local mom and pop bodegas would have been forced to adhere to the 16-ounce ban. So you blow off your bodega, you go down to the supermarket, which is close, and get your large bottles of soda anyway.
Is that the capricious part or the arbitrary part?
I'm going to go with arbitrary.
All right.
The simple reading of the rule leads to the earlier acknowledged uneven enforcement even within a particular city block, much less the city as a whole. The loopholes in this rule effectively defeat the state purpose of the rule, the judge said, and then he went, bam!
Gavel? Down?
He gavelled that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then everyone just mocked Bloomberg all day long on Twitter, which was terrific.
Good.
I was laughing.
Hey, both. Oh my God, Mohammed El Ron.
Yeah,
I guess he's who is that guy? He looks like Papa Booey.
He's some Bonds expert.
He's a Bonds guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anything else in this article that we that's the meat of it,
Yeah,
really.
that's basically it.
Yeah. So and I feel
That's a good point.
Travis was saying before the show, you know, a lot of these restaurants prepared for this whole ban. So
Almost everyone.
Yeah.
So they're fucked. They got rid of all their big, large glasses and cups.
Yeah, because it's not like this judge ruled like 3 weeks ahead of time. It was
Right.
tomorrow.
Last minute.
Yeah, and you know that they're going to be enforcing this tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. So you had to be prepared for it
Yeah.
in advance. So again, it's just hurting small businesses.
Like, I don't feel bad for Dunkin' Donuts who, lost a couple grand on all the flyers that they had.
Yeah.
They can afford it. They make giant posters for their new turkey sandwich. But these little restaurants who threw out all their large glasses and ordered thousands of small glasses, they're...
Travis, I'm in the restaurant business.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Well,
a little
you're a
bit.
silent partner.
Silent partner, but I know a little bit about the restaurant business. That's a big nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
for a lot of
crazy.
places, we're like, fuck,
because
all
the
right,
guy-
we got to take the hit and we got to get rid of, excuse me, all our large glasses and get the small glasses in. Yeah. That's a big nut for a lot of places.
Yeah, and I guess a few places here in the city are complying just because they have the shit. Or what is that?
You always get one asshole, but I mean, bravo to them because they're getting some attention today. There's I forgot the name of the place. Oops.
It's like
Lucky's something.
Lucky's Cafe or something.
Yeah, Lucky's Cafe or something. They said, you know what? We're gonna ban large sodas anyway. We think it's the right thing.
The right thing.
But I think they're doing it because they know that the press would pick up on it.
Yeah.
So now everyone's talking about Lucky's Cafe, I think it is, today.
I would just go in, you order a soda, drink it like instantly, wait for the waitress to walk away. Excuse me, can I have another soda? Excuse me, can I have another soda? And you just annoy the staff.
Well, the one thing we've learned about Mayor Bloomberg, the city of New York.
Femi?
The mayor of New York City.
He's a femme. He's out of touch. He likes being protected by people with guns, but doesn't like guns.
That.
Yeah. Asshole.
He doesn't like taking no for an answer. This guy refuses to take no for an answer.
Because he's a billionaire. Why does he have to take no for an answer? That's his logic right there. That's how he feels. I am the all fucking powerful, almighty. I don't take no for an answer. 2 terms for mayor? Go fuck yourself. I'm doing 3.
Right.
And then once I get my 3rd, I'm going to take the rule back to 2.
Right.
So that the next mayor can't get 3.
I feel like, why do we know more about this than him?
Conclave!
Conclave! Just makes you get excited.
Oh, God.
I feel like we know way more about this issue than he does.
Yeah.
This one he's way off on.
You're way off!
But he did his dumb press conference to discuss how the judge fucked him up.
Yeah.
Obesity is a leading cause of diabetes, heart disease, and other deadly killers.
Diabetes. Agree. Let's agree right there.
Obesity is.
Okay, so how are you gonna take care of that, Mayor Bloomberg? By banning large sodas.
You can feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't do that.
But if the supermarkets aren't part of this ban, then what are you really accomplishing here?
It's capricious and arbitrary.
We've tackled it by promoting exercise and healthy eating and by supporting green markets and encouraging bodegas to carry fresh fruits and vegetables. But the fact is, as we all know, that is not.
And the fresh fruits and vegetables just sit there and rot, by the way.
Yes.
I am a New Yorker. I want to be part of a commercial. I am a New Yorker.
I am a New Yorker. And I like donuts.
I like my.
I like a donut.
I like my fruits and vegetables, but I have to have them grinded down into some kind of drink form myself. But I see the bodegas. A lot of that fruit just sits there.
No one's buying an apple.
And people go and grab their egg sandwich on a roll and their bagels and all that shit. A nice buttered bagel. That's what they want to eat. What are you going to do? Knock it out of their mouths? You could put all that stuff around. It doesn't mean people are going to fucking eat it.
The fact is, as we all know, that is not enough. If we are serious about fighting obesity, we have to be honest about what causes it, and we have to have the courage to tackle it head on. 70,000 people will die of obesity in America this year. 5,000 people in New York City will die of obesity.
Very good.
Now, the best science tells us
this will never fucking change. No. As soon as we introduced all this sugar to our society, it's over. It's the famous, you can't shove the toothpaste back in the tube.
Right, Pandora's out of the box.
Back into the tube.
Close the barn door after the horse has left the toothpaste container.
This is the world we now live in. It's going to be impossible to take all that away from people.
Yeah.
They just come up with more ways to form sugar into shit.
The only thing the government should be allowed to do in trying to help the public
is educate.
Put up some fucking signs in the subway. Have fucking some kind of school program. Whatever. They cannot take away your ability to make an informed or uninformed purchase.
Right.
It's fucking, it's mob tactics.
Yeah, I'm all for educating.
Right. Let people know that if you drink a fuckload, let a dummy that doesn't know already that if you drink a fuckload of soda every day, you're going to be a fat pig.
Right.
Comment?
With some major health issues.
No one has an issue with the calorie counts on the menu.
Right.
That's all.
I personally love that because I had no idea, and
Yeah.
I've always tried to eat relatively well. And when I started seeing some of the stuff I used to eat, I'm like, really? I used to eat a dumb scone at Starbucks. I thought that was like 200 calories.
Yeah,
it's like 680. Like, what? Really? Whatever.
Yeah. But telling when that's what I get fucking pissed about with the government, and I get pissed also when people tell me you're so paranoid. The government isn't, and then they insert whatever it is here. It's like, yeah, not this time.
Right.
But it creeps up, and they chisel away at your liberties, and before you know it, you're not allowed to do something.
Right.
It happens all the time.
And life is really, really hard for a lot of fucking people. And maybe their dumb enjoyment during the day is to have a fucking large soda.
A big-ass
or a
fucking
donut
soda.
Or a fucking buttered roll. I can bring it back to my dad. When my dad had horrendous heart issues, they just said, look, you gotta fucking start eating much fucking better.
Yeah.
Literally salads, no meat, no fried food. And he tried. He was already, in his late 60s when it all was starting to go bad and into his early 70s. We saw it on his face. He fucking hated living that way. He was suffering.
It's like just
and then we were like, who are we, man? He lived his fucking life. He wants to go out and have some goddamn chicken wings with some vets.
There you go.
And a bunch of beers. It's like, you know what? And we finally let go. Instead of hassling him about it, we're like, you know what? This is what is bringing him enjoyment in his life.
Exactly.
And that's how it is no matter how old you are with some of these people. A lot of these people. This is what keeps them going and gives them a little joy.
Yeah.
A dumb ice cream cone on the way fucking home. You're going to ban that next?
I just don't see, like if you look at this with the sodas, especially with the Dunkin' Donuts example, the fact that you can just buy donuts and shove them in your face. The next step, especially listen to him speak, the next step is limiting how many donuts you could buy.
Of course.
And now it's ridiculous. Like, oh, they wouldn't do that.
Of course.
If you can't walk into Dunkin' Donuts and get sugar in your coffee because they're worried that it's going to make you obese, you don't think they realize the hypocrisy and the fact that you could get donuts and do that? So why wouldn't they down the line go, hey, you know what?
You can only buy 2 donuts.
The sugar intake, yeah, you have to only buy a certain amount of sugar,
right,
or sugar product in one shot. So it would be down the line they would start doing shit like this. You got to stop them. Thank God for this judge. You got to stop them right here.
Now, the best science tells us that sugary drinks are a leading cause of obesity. Some people say, just talk about the problem, raise awareness, and hope that results in...
Oh, he was listening to us.
Hey, look at that. Well, Mr.
I do want to stop again just to point out to everybody, you hear it in his voice. He hates being told no.
Oh, yeah.
He is fucking mad.
Oh, yeah.
Just going to go backwards a little bit here.
Talk about the problem, raise awareness, and hope that results in change. But it's not enough to talk, and it's not enough to hope. We have a responsibility as human beings to do something, to save each other, to save the lives of ourselves, our families, our friends.
Yeah, okay, could you pause? You're right, you do. So if you have a family member or a friend that is obese or on the way to obesity because of drinking too much soda or eating too many fucking donuts, how about you go up to that person as a friend or family member and address the problem that way? The last person or entity that should be involved is the fucking government on any level. Federal, state, local. No federal entity should be dealing with this. But he's right. You should, as a friend, family member. Not as the government.
Do something to save each other, to save the lives of ourselves, our families, our friends, and all of the rest of the people that live on God's planet.
It's God's planet?
Don't like this guy at all, man. Don't like him. Don't believe in him.
He exists.
Now there's going to be people that say, we all pay. We all pay because these people are, unhealthy.
Right.
All right, then deal with that as a separate issue. Deal with why we all pay.
We pay through what? Insurance and medical bills and things like that. We pay. But you're not gonna stop this by taking away people's little sodas, big sodas. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna not be happy.
Oh no.
And so while other people will wring their hands over the problem of sugary drinks in New York City, we're doing something about it. The Board of Health...
But you're not.
No, you're not doing anything about it. You think you are because you're a fucking billionaire, out-of-touch, evil fucking guy.
Dare I say it's a facade.
Yeah.
Really is a facade. There's nothing behind this.
He's Dr. Evil. He's like Dr. Evil, but only like as an effeminate man, as a femi Dr. Evil. What can I do today? That's what he does. He's rich. He has his, lair, and he just tries to fucking get his influence all over the place.
Right.
Do you think he's in a grumpy mood because today was his big day?
Oh man. Do you know what his staff is probably fucking? They're probably like, don't even go in there today. Don't even go. It's like fucking, it's like the Hitler thing. They should make one more Hitler video from the bunker where he's talking about how his soda ban didn't go through.
Someone comes back from lunch at City Hall and accidentally still has their soda.
Oh, God.
Steiner. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
In New York City, we're doing something about it. The Board of Health's limit on the serving size of sugary drinks does not limit anyone's consumption. It just requires them to think about whether they really want more than 16 ounces. Remember, for many years, the standard soda size was 6 ounces, not 16. It was 6. Then it became 12, and people thought that was huge.
The Dow was once at 300.
Then it became 16, then 20 ounces. We believe it's reasonable to draw a line, and it's reasonable to draw a line right now. With so many people contracting diabetes and heart disease, with so many children who are overweight and obese, with so many poor neighborhoods suffering the worst of this epidemic, we believe it is reasonable and responsible to draw a line, and that is what the Board of Health has done. As a matter of fact, it would be irresponsible not to try to do everything we can to save lives.
It's not going to save lives.
No. And how do they benefit?
What do you mean?
The city, I don't believe they actually look out for the individual ever. It's always another way to make money. So where's the money part of this? Where's the money part of this?
Doling out fines to people, $200 a clip for people that are selling.
They always come up with these new laws, knowing that it's a nice little money stream.
Again, it's just a power thing. It's a way of knocking the people down under his fucking iron fist. Under his fucking pink fist, that he loves injecting himself into everyone's lives because that's all he could do. He's already conquered the world financially. Mm-hmm. He's a public official in the government, and all he can really do, the only reason to wake up in the morning, is to see how he can influence the people. Under his reign of soda terror.
Throughout its history, the New York City Board of Health has taken bold action to confront many public health problems. It banned lead paint. It required fluoride to be included in drinking water. And it required calorie counts to be included on the menus of chain restaurants.
All stuff I agree with.
I think lead paint is a little different, too.
No kidding.
It's not like you're going like, I want some lead paint here. It was people didn't know that there was lead paint.
Right.
And it was fucking their kids up.
Remember when we had lead paint?
Yeah, I remember lead paint. I miss lead paint.
And you couldn't really avoid lead paint.
I saw lead paint back in fucking 75. It ruled.
They opened up for Deep Purple, didn't they?
Yes, lead paint.
Some chain restaurants. In each of these cases, the federal government later followed the Board of Health's example. Our Board of Health has always been a pioneer, and we're very proud of it. It has always been ahead of the curve, and you would expect nothing less from us, this city. Banning trans fats and adopting restaurant grading are just two other recent examples of that. Limiting the size of sugary beverages.
I love the restaurant ratings, by the way. There's A's, B's, C in the windows of restaurants as you go around New York, and you can look and go, all right, whether the inspection works or is good or not, it's just telling me that this restaurant has an A as far as its health inspection went. That's fine.
And how do you feel about him banning trans fats?
I didn't agree with that either. Yeah. I don't think any kind of ban or stepping in. I think, again, you should have to educate people and let them know that there are trans fats in certain things. Mm-hmm. Maybe have to reprint your menus, things like that. But to ban things...
And you know damn well some of these restaurants are still using trans fats.
Ooh.
Who are you kidding?
I'm a fat daddy.
Two other recent examples of that. Limiting the size of sugary beverages is consistent with the Board of Health's tradition and its mission, and we believe that ultimately the courts will find it consistent with the law. Being the first to do something is never easy. When we began this process, we knew we would face lawsuits. Anytime you adopt a groundbreaking policy, special interests will sue. That's America.
Special interests.
But we strongly believe that in the end, the courts will recognize the Board of Health's authority to regulate the sale of beverages that have virtually no nutritional value and which, consumed in large quantities, are leading to disease and death for thousands of people every year. There are many, many instances where a lower court decision has gone against us and then been reversed. If lower court rulings had always stood, Grand Central Terminal would have been knocked down 40 years ago.
Oh.
And we're confident that today's decision will ultimately be reversed, too.
That's not the same example.
He's talking apples and oranges.
It's like a whole different thing.
He's an idiot.
And then Bloomberg went on Letterman. I hope Letterman gave him a talking to. Letterman didn't give him a talking to.
Oh, why would he?
They're buddies.
He agreed with him.
Letterman did agree with him.
Oh, boy.
I don't see... whatever. Let's make it the same point over and over again.
I know.
We heard today that the sugary 16-ounce soda ban has
heard today. Like he's just getting into the conversation. We heard today.
We heard today that the sugary 16-ounce soda ban has been overruled by a state court. Is that what happened?
State court judge said the Department of Health didn't have the authority to do it. We think that they do. We'll appeal. In the meantime, this year, 70,000 Americans will die from obesity, 5,000 here in New York. We've got to do something about it.
70,000 Americans.
70,000.
He's trying to save 5,000 people a year.
That'll work.
Out of those 5,000, how many would he actually save? Because it really is, in the end, we've talked about this too, you can't save everybody.
No, it's a numbers game.
Especially when you have to affect so many people to try to save everybody. Out of the 5,000 people that are going to die every year from obesity, how many of them will change their lives because of the soda ban? Honestly, how many do you really think?
Not many.
Not even 1% of the 5,000.
No way. No
Not
way.
even 1%.
It's a fraction of 1%, I guarantee
you. So everyone has to fucking be completely bothered to maybe, if it's 1%, save 500 people?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just, how the world works.
Mind if I wash this down with your unsweetened beverage?
1,000 people will die from obesity.
And what would be the statistics of people who are dying of starvation versus people who are dying from obesity?
For the first time in the history of the world, more people will die from overeating than undereating this year.
Isn't that remarkable?
It's all happened in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And now I've had this argument with various people over the years. And I believe that it's the corporate food industry, not the individual, that is at fault.
Yeah, but you're never going to take those guys down. That's the point here.
Why?
Unfortunately, you're just not going to be able to do that.
Am I fucking retarded? Why? Well, yes.
Please,
why?
Don't make us answer.
I know. Why on earth is everyone being given a pass for self-responsibility? I mean, Dave's blaming the corporate food people. The mayor's got to step in and save people's lives. How about individual responsibility making a big old comeback? Huh? Holy mother of fuckwad. Everyone needs a goddamn babysitter now. It's not like we're all running out in the hallway, getting in the elevator, pressing 5 buttons to find Daddy.
I'm still sad about that.
It's fucking heartbreaking, especially when I saw the kid this weekend. Like, I just pictured him going, Mommy, help me. I was saying, Mommy, Daddy, help me. Like, let the kid have a donut.
Oh, he's still talking about it, too. Never, ever go in the elevator.
Oh, boy.
He's reciting back to us now.
Never, ever go in the elevator? Never. That's a good thing to say. They should make a kids' show song about, oh, never, ever go in the elevator. Very scary place. Could get stuck with a masturbator. Something, just to let the kids know what could happen. It's terrible.
You get Henry Winkler.
Yes.
For a PSA. Back to Letterman.
Industry, not the individual that is at fault here.
I think that it is incumbent on government to tell people what they're doing to themselves and then let people make their own decisions.
Well,
so our job is to educate people, and the ban on bigger cup sizes was a ways to remind you if you wanted 32 ounces.
Bullshit! We're going to remind you.
Both ways.
Let us remind you how bad it is by taking it away from you. I'm not taking this away. We're reminding you that you can't get it.
What percentage?
It's brilliant.
What percentage, we'll just stick with New York, of New Yorkers aren't aware that drinking a lot of soda is bad for you?
You gotta know it. Stop it. You gotta know
that number has to be so ridiculously low.
I mean, even if you want to legislate something where a warning has to be put on the can, like cigarettes have it, or something in booze.
We talk about it on this show, man. We're far from perfect. I want to eat bacon every fucking day.
It's delicious.
I want bacon every day.
Who doesn't?
I want Entenmann's every day.
I love a chocolate Entenmann's donut.
I would eat the crumb cake every fucking day.
What kind of crumb cake, though?
You got to go original.
Oh, really?
The classic, yes.
What brand puts that out?
Entenmann's.
Yes. It's wonderful.
I'm aware. You think I want to eat oatmeal with not even sugar on it and not made with milk every morning? That's pretty much my go-to fucking bread. Of course I don't want to eat that.
He is too fucking much.
But why? But what happens with other people where they just go, fuck it? But my point is they go, fuck it, but then they think, but now the mayor's going to get involved and they're going to not say fuck it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
It's all about fucking personal accountability and responsibility and taking the blame for certain things. When there's a fucking fatty walking around, unless you carry around your medical records and can throw a thyroid problem at me and tell me that that's why you're fat, you fucking know why you're fat. And to take that into account and say, well, maybe it's because I drink a fuckload of sodas every day. Oh, well, that person could drink sodas and they don't get fat, but I do it. Yeah, well, sorry. There's your cross to bear in life.
Right. We all have them.
Like, if he really cared about, like, health and stuff, don't you think he would eliminate cigarettes?
The biggest killer in the world.
Tax on that.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh.
So that's why it wouldn't be eliminated.
So tobacco in this country.
Lose money.
Yeah. They lose money, and wow, would you have a fucking mutiny on your hands.
This guy agrees with... You want to hear from a guy that agrees?
With the mayor?
Yeah, we do like trying to make sure both sides are represented.
I say we're fair and balanced.
We certainly are. Let's put that on the fucking wall. Russ in Atlanta. Russ?
Hey, Anthony. I'm going to try to make this cover all of the topics, but I can't stand Bloomberg. I feel like he's a meddler, but down here in Atlanta, I hate the stereotype, but every third person is this huge fat cow. I don't think that we should take it away, but I think we should standardize smaller portions and make them pay for bigger portions, because ultimately it goes through to people like you and me who can still see our feet. We have to pay increased insurance because these fat, I mean, the people that eat at fast food places consistently are fat, usually, hourly wage people that can't. I mean,
all right, hold on. I want to stop you because you said something there that's very interesting, which I think I would agree with. You said, make the standardized portion smaller, and then if you do want more, then obviously you got to pay more, and that way maybe it makes people take care of themselves a little better.
Where's that?
Because now there's a financial thing.
But you are paying more for larger than you are for smaller. It's always been that way. But if you're paying more, then where does that money go? Who's taking it? Is the state now taking it as a fucking tax?
Well,
fatty tax?
Let the corporations have more money. Who gives a fuck? Ooh. But at least that's something where I could see where people would go, oh, man, now my fucking soda habit is really costing me. I better cut down a little bit.
What I'm saying is...
that would be more effective, I think, than this nonsense that our mayor's doing.
But I think we should pass the cost. Like, why should I pay more for insurance when I'm a healthy portion? And it's what you said earlier. You want bacon. I love bacon, but pigs are delicious. But I say no to them on occasion because I've got the willpower to turn stuff down. I haven't had soda in years just because I know it's not good for you. But I feel like they should pay for the increased portion. I shouldn't have to pay for increased insurance charges because of their decision making or lack of. So.
Well, Obamacare is going to take care of all that.
Yeah, don't worry.
So
everyone's
going to
have free health care. It's going to be great.
All right. Good point, man. Thank you, Russ.
He does make a good point, but I again...
Well, it would be more effective than this thing.
It would be more effective, but again, I don't like the idea of the government stepping in, and now they would step in and make it a financial windfall for them, much like they have cigarettes. They tax the living fuck out of cigarettes in New York City. It's up to, how much is a pack of cigarettes in the city? Anyone know? No one even smokes here anymore.
Last I saw it was 10, but I think it's over that.
I think it's
now.
over that
it's
now.
Way over 10.
It's someone's saying $12 here.
Okay, $12.
And honestly, the price of cigarettes hasn't gone up. They slap so much tax on the cigarettes to try to keep people from smoking. The price of cigarettes doesn't stop someone from smoking. Never has. I think people are a little more health conscious and a little more knowledgeable about the dangers of smoking. And I think that's why people have stopped smoking. More than the cost. I mean, even when I was a working slob, I didn't give a fuck how much cigarettes cost. You gripe, you're like, oh, fuck, another $1 a pack? But you kept smoking because, you like smoking.
Or you'd bum one off somebody else.
Can I bum a cigarette from you?
Can I bum a cigarette?
I stole a pack from my mom. What does she smoke? Chesterfields, no filter.
I've noticed how that has changed over the years, just observing people.
Yeah.
Man, they're not happy like they used to be when you asked to bum a cigarette.
No one bums cigarettes.
Every cigarette is so valuable to the smoker now because it's so expensive. They get really bummed out because it is the culture to give one up.
Yeah.
But then they don't do it with a smile on their face anymore.
Instead of, because a lot of people are talking about that, hey, you're a healthy guy, you get your insurance, and your insurance bill is saddled with these people that are also fat pigs.
Right.
How about instead of charging everybody more because they're fatties, you give healthy people less. You charge them less for insurance, and you charge the people that aren't healthy more for insurance. That's how it should work. But then you get people bitching. Well, you're fat.
Well, why don't we get Flo on that?
Yeah. Flo?
Let's move her into the medical field. Flo jumped the shark, by the way. They took her out of the white room. It doesn't work. She's on a boat. She's in a fucking dark alley.
You don't like her trotting around?
No, man.
Working with people?
Flo when she was in that weird white room that no one would ever shop in.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they do that with life insurance, but they don't do it with health insurance?
Not really. Not so much. Maybe a little bit here and there, but...
It's a reminder that you can't get it. I love his reminder. His educating people is not letting them get something.
Right. That's very different than educating.
Yeah.
It's two different things, Mr. Bloomberg.
Yeah, that's like someone punching you in the face to give you an education.
Wow.
Hey, I'm educating you.
Well, you sort of are educated.
Well, you are, but you know what?
I don't like being punched in the face.
You could have told me I was going to punch you in the face if you do that.
Right.
Or you could punch me in the face.
Right.
Job is to educate people, and the ban on bigger cup sizes was a ways to remind you if you wanted 32 ounces, you'd have to take 2 cups, and maybe you'd only take 1. But people have a right to make products, and people have a right to buy them, and I don't know which comes first.
The argument could also be made that in a country of this size and around most of the world, it takes this kind of operation to feed all of these people. But it is so engineered, the taste, the sweetness, the saltiness, the amount of pressure one needs to crack a potato chip with their teeth has all been engineered so people continue to eat that kind of food.
As long as you don't ban Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are okay. That's my addiction.
Oh, you shove them up your ass?
Cheez-Its.
Who likes Cheez-Its?
Of course he likes Cheez-Its. That's all you need to know about our mayor.
Can someone get me a bag of Cheez-Its?
I'll eat Cheez-Its, but I'm not going out of my way to find them.
So far,
God.
So far down the fucking snack totem pole there. Doritos, pretty high up there for me.
And the potato chips, what? You want a grizzly, fucking tough-to-bite-through potato chip? Of course not.
Oh, look at Cheez-Its.
This is what this idiot likes.
Square like our mayor.
Oh, my God. I'll eat Cheez-Its, yes.
I will not fucking enjoy a Cheez-It.
I'll eat them, but I'm not. If I'm in the supermarket, I'm like, oh, boy, I just ran out of Cheez-Its. Where's the Cheez-Its aisle?
You never go into a supermarket, too, and notice, oh, they're all out of Cheez-Its.
No.
Damn.
Of course he likes Cheez-Its.
I guess I'm going to have to get Bugles.
Let's go to the expert. Erock Cheez-Its.
Erock Cheez-Its.
No, Cheez-Its suck. You have to get Cheese Nips.
See?
Cheese Nips.
What's the difference between Cheez-Its and Cheese Nips?
Cheez-Its taste like you're eating a coaster. It's like they're stale and just have no taste to it. Cheese Nips are made by Nabisco, I think.
Oh, Cheese Nips are Cheez-Its.
Sam, you know a little
they look exactly like Cheez-Its.
Taste test, big difference.
Sam, do you like the Cheese Nips?
I prefer Cheez-Its.
Whoa,
but that's
like the
just
mayor.
To me. I think that's just brand loyalty.
Well, Mayor Roberts.
You know.
Do you search out Cheez-Its?
No, hell no.
Of course, no one does.
You know what I prefer to Cheez-Its? And this says something about how bad
don't say
Cheez-Its
Bugles.
are. I would prefer a Triscuit to a Cheez-It.
I cannot even look at Triscuits.
And that's just wheat and salt.
Terrible.
I would prefer a Triscuit to a Cheez-It.
Pepper Cheez-It? Triscuits?
I will not even look at a Triscuit.
Do you do the pepper ones?
I was
Yeah,
starving.
those are delicious.
Those are amazing.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's horrible. I'll never eat a Triscuit again.
What about a nice slice of sharp cheddar in between two Triscuits?
No, not Triscuits. I like them on any kind of regular cracker. Ritz is good. Let me tell you something.
Are good, nice and buttery.
Cheddar fucking cheese is the greatest thing ever.
Extra sharp? Extra
yes.
Sharp? White or yellow?
Yellow. I don't care.
Although I call it orange because I
like the orange, yellow, but. Man, when you're just sitting there with that block of fucking cheddar, slicing that off, slapping it on a cracker, and shoving it down your craw.
You ever get the pre-sliced cracker?
Here comes the pre.
Cracker Barrel pre-sliced cheddar?
Cracker Barrel! Dude, it's in the plastic, a Ziploc top, and they're
wax paper
individually sliced. Oh, I just can shove that right in my face.
Right, watch out. I'm not even going to put it on a cracker.
No. I don't do that.
You got a nice Swiss cheese?
I like a good Swiss, too.
Not sandwich Swiss.
No, I like a good Swiss.
Cut up nice.
Jarlsberg.
What's your sandwich cheese? If you're going to have a sandwich.
I think I mostly go Swiss.
It matters what kind of meat I got. If I'm doing ham, I'm doing Swiss.
But if it's a burger,
I go beef. I'm doing American.
Burger, I go cheddar.
Chicken cutlet.
No, cheddar's too greasy
Chicken
on a
cutlet,
burger.
you got to go mozzarella.
I don't like melted cheddar. Can't melt. It doesn't melt right.
You know what you do with the chicken cutlet? Provolone.
Provolone is that cheese.
Try it.
A little Parmesan.
That's in between a lot of different cheeses.
Provolone?
A little hot sauce?
Provolone has an identity problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's very close to mozzarella. It wishes it was mozzarella.
I think so. I think it's lazy.
I've had it on sandwiches.
Provolone?
Provolone is with salami. If you have salami, you have provolone.
Well, now that you're talking salami, we got to talk olive loaf. Erock.
Boar's head.
He loves
That's what's on your shoulders.
Olive loaf. Why? Out of all the fucking cured meats you could eat.
Oh, God.
Why olive loaf? Is that your number one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Man, I haven't eaten in so long, though, but it was delicious. It doesn't agree.
You haven't eaten in so long?
It doesn't agree with me anymore.
Did he say that?
Does it give you tummy upset?
Yeah. It's great. It's like bologna with sliced green olive.
It looks like head cheese.
No, it doesn't.
All right, we got an obese guy that wants to comment on the soda ban. We got Mike and PA. The phone's, by the way, lit for this segment.
Certainly.
Mike, go ahead.
Mike!
Hey, good morning, boys. How are you?
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, I'm a fatso. Okay. And
Jolly man laughs.
The whole soda ban thing is just ridiculous because you know what? If I buy a small soda, I'm refilling.
Of course you are.
Well, that's what they say. The mayor's just reminding you that if you have to refill it, you're going to be thinking like, do I really need to refill this? No, you're not.
Oh, I'm thinking it took me 10 steps to get to that fountain. I'm going to refill it. That's how I look at it. Now, but my problem with the whole ban is, and the 5,000 people that are going to die of obesity, whatever, let them die.
I eat because I'm unhappy. And I'm unhappy because I ate.
Right.
What's more cost effective? Putting somebody in a nursing home for 10 years when they're 80 years old and debilitated, or killing them off when they're 60?
Uh-huh.
And someone makes the point, as we're on the phone with Mike, Chris in Staten Island, I don't know if I have time to go to him, he says, I used to be 500 pounds. Drinking soda, and this is our point today, is just a small part of a fat person's diet.
Exactly.
Right.
They think, this stupid mayor thinks that he bans the large sodas. Next thing you know, all the fat people are going to lose a shitload of weight.
Supermodels walking around Manhattan. It's going to be great.
It's a small part of your diet.
Yeah. Self-control is such an issue because I have none. I understand the issue with it. And I'll tell you what, an addiction to sugar is a fuck of a thing worse than addiction to cocaine because I've done the cocaine and it's not so bad. The sugar, the motherfucker.
Yeah, sugar's rough, man.
Hey, good day, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
The other night,
right there, you chubby bastard.
The other night we made peanut butter cookies from scratch.
You
big fan of peanut butter cookies?
Yeah, I'm not.
Came out of the oven warm, and I went to fucking town. I had like 6 of them, and they were big too. I just went nuts.
Yeah.
I woke up with a pounding sugar headache the next day.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't eat that much sugar anymore.
Get that sugar rush.
Boy, did I.
Ange has my house set up like a fucking obstacle course. Like, I have to have such self-control. The fridge now, the freezer, those fucking ice cream sandwiches are in there. And then there's a big thing of oatmeal raisin cookies on the shelf with chocolate-covered raisins next to that. And then in the pantry, as far as you can see, Doritos, Wise potato chips, fucking all kinds of pretzels and things. And then in the fridge, there's Tombstone pizzas and fucking... Dude! And I'm trying not to... and then I go into the pantry and I grab a Progresso fucking low-sodium soup. And I eat that, and that's my dinner. And then I look around my house going, ah!
So you're different than me. If all that stuff was in my house, I would eat all of it.
No.
So my thing over the years is I try to keep it all out of the house. But now that I have kids, it's creeping in because you can't help yourself. You got to let your kids enjoy themselves a little bit. I do educate them. My young son, he loves a good vegetable juice, believe it or not, because I got him started on that as really early.
Yeah.
So he actually looks forward to it still, even though he's now dipping into junk food. But my in-laws and my family comes up from Philly, or my family from Long Island, and they hate coming over our house because we have no good shit to eat.
No good stuff.
And then we forget sometimes because we realize, so, before they arrive, we make sure we go down and try to have some stuff around that they can snack on.
Yeah, yeah.
We try to do the right thing, but those weekends where we forget, they come over like, what the fuck? You guys got nothing good to eat here. What the fuck?
Nothing good, yeah.
So, I'm going to pee my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, after the break, I want an update on my favorite wrestler.
Whoa! Stop the presses.
Yeah.
Favorite wrestler.
Fandango.
You gotta say it right.
You gotta make sure you let the A's breathe.
Fandango. I haven't been into wrestling for many years at this point.
And Fandango is getting back.
I take a peek every once in a while, but this Fandango storyline, it's got me a little bit.
You like it?
I didn't watch yesterday because I was in stupid meditation class, but I want a Fandango update.
Yes, I got you.
And I'm hearing rumors that Vince is just showing his true colors again.
I keep getting tweets that I got to share this with you.
Yeah, see that, and I want the people to know, because I told Sam, don't fucking ever bring that wrestling fanboy shit to our show.
Exactly.
When it's stuff that like a mainstream audience could maybe get into a little bit, fine. Like maybe the Fandango, or Mr. Ass, or
Mr. Ass again on Raw last night, by the way.
All right, or Vince McMahon showing his true colors. That's the shit I would absolutely want to explore on the show.
Is that what happened? He was supposed to wrestle last night, but somebody wasn't saying his name right.
That's the whole bit. That's why I love it.
He did it again.
He did it again?
It's hilarious.
And you have the audio?
That is a funny angle, man. I gotta say.
Because I follow Sam on Twitter. I think it was last week that you tweeted that they're bringing all the old school guys back. That's when I'm like, fuck, I got to watch that, because that's when I really liked wrestling.
I'm pissed because Billy Gunn comes out and they don't play S-Man no more.
Right.
And then
what a waste of a great song.
Wait, he was on.
He was on again last night, and still no. But he was on week before when you watched too.
Who?
Mr. Ass.
But why don't they play a song?
Because he comes out with the Road Dogg, and they play the New Age Outlaws theme. But they don't call him Mr. Ass. They don't use to say ass.
Oh, they're probably not even allowed to.
Oh, what a waste!
Shit. But anyway,
he loves to pick him. He loves to stick him. He loves to touch him. He just loves the ass.
Because Sam's tweet about bringing the old guys back, I'm like, fuck, I got to watch. So I tuned in. I'm not even joking, for the first time in years. And it was right when this dumb Fandango fucking thing came out. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm in. This is hilariously stupid.
At first, you were like, this is so stupid. Why would I watch this?
Right.
And then when you let it sit with you.
And let it breathe.
A great dumb bit.
So we got audio from last night?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Take a break.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm a nice man.
You're missing your song, Anthony. We're doing this one for you.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm a horseman.
Oh, yeah.
I love to kick 'em. I love to shove 'em. I love to stick 'em.
Stick 'em.
Love to float 'em.
Yeah.
I love to watch 'em.
Yeah, just watch
I love to pick 'em.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kick 'em.
Kick 'em.
'Cause I'm a nice man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an ass man.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm an ass
Billy
man.
Gunn. He was out there last night, but yeah.
But they don't call him the Ass Man.
What a waste of
That
a
is a
great
waste.
gimmick, a great name, Ass Man.
Hey, before we move on to this wrestling thing, I was thinking about the soda ban some more as I went to the bathroom. And I'm thinking the only way you're going to solve this obesity problem is to somehow figure out how to make things taste good that are healthy for you. That's the only thing. And I know it's very complicated and they're not having much success with that. Because then I was thinking about some of the stuff I do like and that I crave. And I'm a big Pop-Tarts guy still to this day. And when the company did the right thing, which a lot of companies try to do, they try to get an alternative that's not as bad for you, and they throw it on the shelves, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Pop-Tarts, but I'm trying to eat less. Pop-Tarts or try to eat a little healthy. Oh, they got the low-fat Pop-Tarts. I tried them. They fucking suck a dick.
It really is.
So I went back to the regular Pop-Tarts. What happened?
I don't know.
Eric won't stop yes, man.
And that's making you cry today? Out of everything we've done today?
We're talking about
soda. And Eric refuses to turn on.
I would too.
Because Eric gets very excited when we talk wrestling. He's all in right now.
Been faded out, but he just brought it down.
You know why? He doesn't want us to forget that we have to talk about wrestling.
But Sam is a weirdo. This is what makes him laugh.
Ass Man.
But you're crying, you're laughing so hard.
It's bizarre. I like bizarre.
Look at his fucking ass, man. He's got tears.
You're doing like a real show and talking about soda beer
Ah,
and things we don't care about.
And Ass Man is playing.
Erock won't turn off Ass Man. And he saw me laughing.
He's basically saying, shut up, stupid. No one gives a fuck about your Pop-Tarts.
Fuck.
And your love for them.
Get to the wrestling.
But more people care about the Pop-Tarts than care about the Ass
Man.
Man.
On the Ass Man.
But my point, I struggle with my own shit that I like to eat, and I could see that, I did try the alternative. It sucks. I went back to the regular. And I could see a lot of people doing that until they really figure out how to make things taste way better and be more.
People have been trying to do that for years. Something tastes good, but it's healthy. Don't work. They've never come up with it.
Right.
I mean, there's tolerable tasty.
Turkey bacon?
No.
Go fuck yourself. I tried that too because I'm like, I love bacon.
Oh.
I tried it. I don't like it. And I went back to the, what?
Bacon's good.
You like
pork chops are good.
No, I like apple smoke, thick cut bacon.
There you go.
Yeah. Better be one charming motherfucking pig like that Arnold from Green Acres.
Yes, I went back to regular bacon, but I did try the alternative. That seemed a bit healthier for you.
I sample everything.
Right. Someday I think they'll figure it out with the chemicals and shit. They'll figure out something.
Yeah, they have
some of the sugar.
sprays.
Some of the sugar substitutes are getting way better.
Yeah, but they're deadly, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. You're trading one fucking problem for another problem.
Yeah, because they said Splenda will make you gain weight.
What happened?
Splenda makes you gain weight.
Yeah, but they got other shit.
Yeah, so I just cut to just sugar. Just cut the middleman out.
Cut the middleman out.
Would you drink less soda because of a soda ban?
I never drink soda. I just drink club soda.
Really?
Yeah, just damn booze.
Huh. Why not soda?
I don't like soda. I love club soda.
See, you're different than other people. You really enjoy your food, but like
oh yeah,
you'll spend money on your food, like more money. Other people will just go to fast food joints and stuff.
It makes me sad when they do.
You search out really good tasting shit that is really really bad for you.
But if you're gonna if you're gonna get a steak, put the butter sauce on there. I mean,
garlic butter sauce.
Oh yeah, and then the warm bread on the table. Then your appetizer. Your second appetizer.
I've had the butter on the steak argument with a lot of people, man.
I'm not a big fan of the butter on the steak.
I love steak and good solid piece of steak. You don't need to do.
Don't need no butter on that.
You don't have to do that.
Sometimes they put.
I had a friend Fred, one of my friends out there on Long Island, old fraternity brother, still in touch with. He will butter up the steak before he cooks it.
That's crazy.
And he actually will poke some holes, kind of.
So the butter gets in there.
And shove the butter in a little bit.
Get it in there, that fucking butter.
What? It makes it that much better? Because steak in general is great.
Or you can inject it with your marinade and then let it
marinade. Marinade.
Throw it on the grill so when you cut it's all juicy and happy.
Gonna cry again?
Not over that one.
I didn't even notice he was playing Ass Man. I was very passionate about what I was, talking about.
Yeah, he can't stop.
You know how Vince McMahon eats his steak? He covers it in ketchup.
Why?
He loves ketchup.
How do you know?
I learned all kinds of things from all kinds of people.
Really?
Yeah,
well, Vince McMahon is an asshole.
I talked to somebody in the know. Why do you say that?
Well, because his son left him. Let's start there.
Why he wanted to start a different business.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to watch pay-per-view in China.
Is that where he is?
Yes.
He couldn't be further away from his father. Vince is a very interesting individual.
He is.
And we continue to promote his product.
It's a great product.
So anyway, we're going to do a little wrestling thing here. There's a new storyline with this wrestler called Fandango. Fandango. And I was turned on to this about a week ago because it was so stupid. I was like, this is ridiculous. Wrestling is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now I know why I don't watch. But then after I turned off the program, I was like, it sunk in. You're right. It just fucking grabbed hold of me, and now I'm all in with Fandango.
But that's why you watch, because of the sheer ridiculousness of it.
Yeah, what I saw last week, I didn't see last night, but we have a clip. I saw a wrestler come out to wrestle, but he didn't wrestle because no one says his name right.
And did you notice his gimmick?
What?
He was like a dancer.
Yeah.
Like a Dancing with the Stars ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. But they call him out for his matches. Like, why is he allowed to, like, show up?
He hasn't debuted yet.
Because I'm a big fan of wrestling being real. So wouldn't Vince, like, fire this guy because he's not wrestling?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I guess it's up to him, right?
Yeah, he's decided he will wrestle when someone says his name right.
Well, maybe that, and then Vince would say, no, you have to wrestle. And he'd go, no. You have to make sure these ring announcers say my name correctly.
Right.
So last night it was even further. Somebody called him out. His opponent called him out.
Right.
But his opponent didn't say his name right when he called him out. So
should we play the clip from there or over here?
This way. This is a little longer, but it's got the visual.
Yeah, I got to see the visual.
Okay.
You can cut it off at any time. Okay. From last night. WWE.
Uh-oh. I've been waiting for this.
King is still there.
Everyone has to wait around for this guy to show up.
I don't know why Justin's looking so puzzled. He didn't say it right.
Everybody's compared that wrestler to Bobby Kelly.
Get out here now!
Oh, he's not. He doesn't even come out because the guy didn't say his name right.
Uh-oh, whose music is that?
I don't know.
Listen to this fuck. The dancer comes out.
His female dance partner comes out and shakes her shit.
Doing that Spanish dance.
You see they build a wooden dance floor on the ramp for him?
It's hilarious. The heat this guy's getting.
Here he is!
And now he's coming out. He's sashaying out as a ballroom dancer.
He's like Rico Suave.
We love this guy. No, I just love to say that.
What a gimmick.
No. Tenzai. You mispronounced my name.
They don't like him. They boo him.
Of course.
And on top of that,
listen to his dumb voice.
You are a disgrace to the world of dance.
Dance. It's so over the top.
Stupid.
Even the people here
So over the top.
in the Midwest who don't know anything about the world of arts will agree. That you two are an abomination. I'll come down to the ring when you get my name right. No. Not you, Joshua. Not you, Joshua.
It's not his name, by the way.
I want to hear
Joshua is
my
not his
name
name.
spoken through the beautiful, sensual lips of the Funkadactyl.
They have to go through all this just to get to the ring.
I know.
It's
so dumb.
She's the only one out there with any rhythm and talent. Baby.
Can you imagine this
you're
being
better
put up
than
with
all
in any
this.
form of sport?
No!
So someone new is going to attempt his name?
The chick has to say it, he says.
All right.
No.
No.
I will not listen to you say my name. Congratulations, Tenzai. You just cost everyone a chance to witness a match with...
Oh, here he goes.
He dips her.
Fandango.
Get the fuck out of here.
He doesn't wrestle
He
again.
doesn't wrestle.
No, he's done.
This guy doesn't wrestle.
He's done for the night.
So it's fucking funny. That's a funny gimmick.
I think it is. I think
so
it's one of the better ones.
stupid. It's
dumb.
just so dumb. It's hilarious.
And he does it. It doesn't matter who it is. Like his first time ever on television,
Right.
they were like, when we get back, he's going to debut. And they do like a backstage interview with him.
Yeah.
But the backstage interviewer didn't say his name right.
Right.
So he said, I'm not going out
Don't
there.
do that. No, then you don't go out.
I'm not wrestling tonight.
Too funny.
So stupid.
Too fucking
Love it.
funny. And then there was another clip worth playing real fast. This next clip is under a minute, so.
Based on
And we said it on the show.
your thoughts of Vince McMahon?
Yeah, we said it on the show. Can I give it away a little bit?
Sure.
Paul Bearer died.
Yeah.
You know, he used to be the Undertaker's guy, right? Mm-hmm. And we said on this very show, watch Vince make it into a storyline.
Oh, yeah.
So they start.
And did he?
Well, they start the show, and it's a full video tribute to Paul Bearer,
Right.
and it's showing all of his stuff and everything he did. And then they go to the live show, The Ring, and the Undertaker comes out. Mm-hmm. He doesn't wrestle anymore, but he's wrestling at WrestleMania. So the Undertaker comes out. He walks to the ring. There's an urn in the ring. And it's all set up. It's obviously a tribute to Paul Bearer.
Uh-huh.
And the Undertaker just sits there bowing his head at the urn.
He's sad?
Right.
Was the Undertaker? Yeah.
Everybody's, clapping. Like It's like a 10-bell salute.
Uh-huh.
And then CM Punk interrupted.
Oh, my God.
But the guy really died.
Do you think CM Punk did that of his own accord? Do you think it was a storyline that Vince came up with?
Well, CM Punk's music and video came on.
So I guess it was.
So everyone was in.
I guess everyone knew.
We got the video clip there?
Is that hilarious?
Yeah. Yeah, here's CM Punk interrupting the Undertaker's tribute to Paul Bearer, who's actually dead.
Yeah.
He's really dead. Yeah, this
it's
isn't
not a
work.
storyline,
No.
right?
Now, simmer down, simmer down. I think you misunderstand me coming out here.
Oh, jeez.
Wow,
Undertaker's old.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanted to
been
come
around
out
forever,
here
though.
and extend personally my heartfelt condolences. I want to extend my heartfelt apologies for your loss at WrestleMania.
Oh! Using Paul Bearer's death to hype up his WrestleMania match with The Undertaker.
Oh
The silver lining in all of this tragedy is that to Paul Bearer, you will always be perfect. You will always be 20-0.
Because he's dead.
Right.
To everybody else,
He earns in the middle of the ring on a
you're going to be 20
velvet-covered table.
1.
All right.
Everybody's like, isn't the guy really dead?
Wait. Is he going to come out?
And the night after WrestleMania, we won't be playing any heartfelt tributes to Paul Bearer. We're going to be showing a new video. A video about me. And everybody who's here now,
Wait, he's dead.
if you show up to WrestleMania, home in 50 years, your grandchildren will be asking you where you were when CM Punk beat the Streak.
I don't think so. Wow.
So he interrupts a real fucking...
So is Paul Bearer going to be at WrestleMania? Is that it? Is that the gimmick?
Is he fake dead?
He comes back and...
You're missing the...
Yeah?
He's dead.
Yeah, that's funny. I know.
Right. Like as a human being?
Like Vince when he blew up in the limo.
Right. No, the person who played Paul Bearer on television passed away. this week.
So he's going to be at WrestleMania.
How do we know? How do we know?
Okay.
Well, you know damn well Vince is in a back room somewhere trying to find a pallbearer look-alike.
Yeah.
You think Vince was happy when we heard about Paul Bearer? This is great. Just in time for the Yeah, this is going to be great.
I think we found one in Wisconsin.
I think it's going to be good.
In Wisconsin.
This is the best thing that could have happened for WrestleMania.
You get out there and you tribute him, Undertaker. You tribute him. You're going to get interrupted.
And then Punk's going to come out and interrupt your real touching tribute.
Yeah.
By the way, his real ashes are going to be in that urn.
Well, Vince, I don't think that's a good... I don't give a damn what you think.
I own him alive or dead.
It's going to say Paul Bearer on his tombstone. And that means I own that tombstone, damn it.
I own it.
That's great.
It's twisted.
Oh, fuck.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, that's our
wrestling update for everybody.
I wonder if Vince will allow people to be considered pallbearers at Paul Bearer's funeral, or will he say, "No, I own the name"?
I own the name. You're called casket lifters.
God, he doesn't care. He's a true showbiz guy. The show must go on kind of guy.
It's the way Paul Bearer would have wanted it.
That's probably what he tells everyone.
And what are you going to do? Ask him?
Yeah.
You know, me and Paul spoke once back 10 years ago, and he told me if anything ever happened to him, he'd want to continue in the ring dead.
Did he, Vince? I bet he did.
No chance in hell.
No chance.
We didn't talk about Justin Bieber yesterday.
Oh, tough guy?
Tough guy at Bieber?
Now that we're hanging with the younger demos right now.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well go younger. But stupid tough guy Bieber. We didn't break down that clip of him jumping out of the car, going after the paparazzi that kind of, bumped into him or something?
And don't make me come over there for you too, tough guy.
Well, what happened was he was getting rushed out of like a hospital in England, I guess is where he was.
Oh, for the fake illness.
Well, when he was exhausted, and took that sexy photo.
I've been breaking this down.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. He might be on something. We don't know. He's 2 hours late for that concert in London. That pisses off his young fan base, especially the parents who are going to be the ones that buy all the Justin Bieber product. You got a whole bunch of people leaving the show before the guy even came on because they have to get up for school and whatnot. So he got horrendously bad press. Next day, he's fainting on stage.
Yeah.
That's the combat, the
sympathy.
Horrendous press he was getting to turn everybody around. It's so obvious, but no one in the mainstream media even brings it up as a possibility. But they cared enough to actually tell the story that he fainted.
Right.
But not one of these talking heads, and every channel has him now, didn't say, you know what, I'm suspicious of this. You know, he got all that bad press, and now, you faint in front of your fan base like that, and you go to the hospital, you take pictures from the hospital, that's going to turn around the bad press because now it's going to be kind of good press.
Yeah, a bunch of sympathy.
Sympathy press.
I think he's trying to change his image. I think it backfired. I think he's trying to get a little more of a tough guy.
Right.
But it looked so stupid.
Really stupid.
Yeah, he didn't look like a tough guy at all.
You can't jump out of a big black Suburban or whatever the hell and then say you're going to beat the shit out of a paparazzi guy, a guy that...
He was huge, yeah.
One look at him, guy. He's a big fucking...
melon head.
He's a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
If it was a real fight between the paparazzi guy and Justin Bieber, he would probably take his head right off his body and roll it down the street like a bowling ball.
Yeah, he was like, hold me back to his security staff.
Right.
Hey, look out.
And, Bieber was playing that old gag where, you want to act tough, but you don't actually want to be in a fight because you know that you don't even have a fucking chance. So you make sure you stay behind the big bouncer.
And he didn't look like a
You
tough
stay behind
guy.
your security guy.
He looked like a little wimpy kid,
right,
having a little temper tantrum instead of a man like going like, "Whoa, he's calling that guy out. He's fucking showing him."
Right.
He looked like a little boy who didn't get what he wanted.
Did you see the tweet? I gotta start saving all these tweets because I never know when they're gonna come up on the show. Someone took the picture of Bieber's security guy or bouncer or whatever the fuck you want to call him and trying to put him back in the car.
Yeah.
It looks like you're putting a child into
a car seat.
Into a car seat. It went around. It was viral. It was so fucking funny. If someone has that, I'll retweet it. Can you find it real fast,
holding
possibly?
him like a baby. Yeah, apparently
he held it. He lifted him up like a baby because he really is a small kid still.
Yeah, yeah. And what's with that gas mask thing? Is that a Michael Jackson-ish?
It's the Madonna shit.
Kind of. Oh, my God.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that is adorable.
Look at his pants sagging like a little baby boy.
He looks like...
But that's how I put my kid in the car. You take your hands and you put them under each underarm.
Hilarious.
And then you lift them up and put him in his car seat. That's what it looks like.
That looks real bad. And that isn't even forced perspective.
No.
He's just a big guy holding a little guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he lifted him up off the ground.
That's adorable.
Isn't that funny?
No amount of tats, no amount of wacky gangsta clothes that he could put on is going to take away from the fact that he's a little baby-faced boy that is on the end of this little fame with teeny boppers.
Have you seen him in person, Sam?
Oh, do tell.
I'm not sure.
Is he?
I know who has. Steve Blatter.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Blatter.
Got a picture with him, by the way.
Really?
We've all seen that picture. Holy shit. That is the creepiest fucking photo.
Yeah,
look at Blatter's face. He's with little Justin Bieber. Like,
well, that's Justin Bieber only a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's when he still had the Bieber cut.
Yeah, he had the Bieber hair, and he has not a hint of a muscle or a tattoo on him.
He's a little kid.
Holy fuck. Yeah, he's small, man.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Tiny little guy. He wants to be a big, tough guy. I think he wants to be Justin Timberlake.
That's
right?
exactly
Isn't
what he
that
wants
like
to
his
be.
goal? Is like, all right, I did that. We had the whole teen heartthrob thing. But now I'm going to act. I'm going to sing. I'm still going to fucking be relevant.
I know America loves Justin Timberlake, but I can't. What?
JT.
I can't get past the lisps.
Really?
The lisps. He lisps through everything now.
What kind of lisp does he have? This one? This one? This one?
It's kind of
this one?
Kind of effeminate.
Yeah?
Tennessee thing, maybe.
Tennessee loafers. You think he's lighting the loafers? He's fucking grabbed some pretty righteous pussy in his day.
He looks like he's got a little light.
Married to Jessica Biel.
Yeah, Jessica fucking Biel.
He's on SNL and everyone's saying how great he is, but that his lispy, effeminate voice is a little strange to me.
Jessica Biel, who was in fucking
that movie.
Hitchcock. She was in Hitchcock with fucking, what's her name? The other one. Scarlett Johansson.
Were they lesing out?
Both of them.
Were they pumping donuts?
No lesing out. But
fuck. Why couldn't they write that scene into the movie? I don't think Mr. Hitchcock would have minded a little lesing out.
Good evening.
Why couldn't the shower scene be two broads lesing out, and it just so happens the one went to get some towels, and that's when the shit happened with the knife.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson in the shower. That was the scene.
Was she naked?
Well, you didn't see.
But we all saw her boobs when they were,
They kind of showed it like Psycho, It was where you didn't really see it, but.
Alfred Hitchcock would have understood if you updated the film.
Just call me Hitch. You can hold the cock. That's what he said to Tony Perkins, who was gay. Anthony Perkins, he was gay.
Rumors, Mr. Hitchcock might have had a little taste.
Alfred Hitchcock was weird. Like he had his wife, I guess, and he had kids or something. I don't know. But he seems a little weird.
A true artist.
Seems a little odd.
True artist like Fandango.
But you're talking about no lesing out at all?
No les.
No les.
No, Hitchcock always apparently fell in love with his leading ladies, so I don't think he was a homo. He was just a weird kind of guy.
Summo?
And now a word from our sponsor. I just loved watching that show.
Yeah.
The music would always skip because the film was so old and cracking on Channel 5 years ago when I would watch it. And it would start. Dun, 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 dun. Always skipping. Made me laugh every time. Yeah, because the film was so fucked up. Yeah. This just reminds me, it's 2 in the morning. I'm watching this. I'm sitting on the couch. Mommy isn't home from work yet.
Wow, 2 in the morning.
Yeah, she worked at, the disco.
That's what they called it back then? The disco?
The disco. She was busy fucking serving drinks to cokeheads.
Did she have to wear hot pants?
My mom had to dress like a slut for work. Holy shit. She used to leave the house, and I'm like, really? You're waitress at a disco or fucking prostitute?
Oh, my God.
She wore, like, go-go boots and fucking mini skirts and shit. Fuckload of, like, whore makeup on and shit. But she would, hey, she was getting them tips. That's for sure.
I got very good news. Just came in.
No meeting. Thank God.
Our meeting got
Kenny,
canceled.
could I? I did not.
You just wrote me.
No way.
Yeah.
Stop. You're fucking getting me all excited. No way, because he would have come in here.
All right.
G-Unit.
No, we have to meet.
What is he doing with G-Unit?
Why is Steve Black? He looks like so out of place in every one of his photos.
He looks like a victim there. But he's trying to be like one of the guys. He's got a hoodie on.
But Blatter, I don't know what he finds fun. I don't know what he does it for enjoyment.
That's a good question. Maybe we'll ask in the meeting.
No, that means the meeting will take longer.
Oh, right.
Speaking of which, we got to get down the hall.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm not staying
Is it
any
really 10
later.
o'clock already?
That show flew by.
You know what you guys should do?
What?
You should stand outside the meeting and make them pronounce your names correctly.
Or we don't do the meeting.
Or you don't go into the meeting. And then you say at the end, you just cost yourselves an opportunity to have a meeting
meet with
Opie and Anthony.
Like that. Anthony.
Oh, that would be great.
It could work.
I wish.
How they do Opie?
Opie.
And Anthony.
You did not say it right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
We had fun. Sam will do the after show today. And let's not forget our pal Jim Norton's going to be on Leno tonight. Let's all watch, okay?
You know who's going to be on the after show today?
Who?
Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank.
Oh,
really?
You watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
On the last Shark Tank, some guy came in with an idea that was so bad, Mr. Wonderful said that he wanted them to catch on fire.
Oh.
So I'll ask him about that.
Wait, which one's Mr. Wonderful?
He's the bald dude. He's the mean one.
Wait, you're talking to him today?
Yep.
I got a couple ideas I want to run by that guy.
Skip the meeting.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. I bet he never gets
He's
pitched.
the hedge fund guy.
He's worth like $4 billion.
He sold his software company, I think.
That's correct.
See, I know a little bit about the Shark Tank.
I think Jessimae Peluso's stopping by, too.
Who?
Jessimae Peluso.
What's that?
Is she like your sidekick now?
She hasn't been on the show since December.
Oh, is she the girl that wore the tight...
yeah, with the ass.
Yeah, she had a nice ass.
She's got an ass, man.
She had little stretchy pants on.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Later.
Yeah, I'm an ass man.
Show continues. This is After O&A Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Yeah. Trying to get these headphones worked out. They're doing a thing where you got to jostle them because they can only hear out of one ear. It's After Opie and Anthony Live. These piece of shits. There it is. It's going to stay? No. Let me try to bend it a little bit. After Opie and Anthony Live show on this Tuesday. Whatever. 866-WOW-1-WOW is the phone number to call. We do have an Opie Sudoku to give away today. So, very exciting, very exciting, very exciting time to be part of the Opie and Anthony show. Erock, you got everybody ramped up on the creative tip today.
Whether that was intentional or not, yes.
Well, you probably weren't planning on bringing up your broadcasting plans today.
No, not at all.
This is what I think. I think your podcast, this is my statement for the record. And then I'll leave it alone. Well, I can't promise I'll leave it alone, but this is my statement for the record. You think I'll leave it alone, Sal?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, then I'm not going to promise that, okay? Because I don't want to lie. But I think your podcast will be successful. I think people will enjoy it. People like hearing what you have on your mind. If I could offer you any advice, I would say combine all your ideas, at least to start, combine all your ideas, because Erock went on the air today and said he was going to do 4 podcasts. He's going to start the Nagel Network, which would be the greatest podcast network of all time. That's what he called it, the Nagel Network, which is a...
No, I never called it a network nor the Nagel Network.
You didn't say Nagel Network?
No, both of those were yours.
Huh. Well, then I'd still go with Nagel Network. I think it's a good idea. But you want to do a Simpsons podcast, and a podcast with your friends, and a podcast by yourself, and what was the 4th one?
About the radio industry.
Oh, right, and a podcast with radio people. Oh, there already is a Nagel Network?
Yeah, we can't get the domain name.
Ah, shit.
Nagel Network is Nagelcast?
If it's not in this country, I can.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, here's what I'm thinking. All of those ideas, at least to start, should be just combined into one podcast. Erock's World. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would be the way to go. It's the same way, like I don't do a wrestling podcast, but I interviewed Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And one week I just threw that up as a podcast. The next week I was by myself again. You know, it doesn't really matter because you're just in there doing your thing. The other thing is, don't worry about figuring out a fancy website. Don't worry about this or that. Get it on iTunes first.
Well, I wanted to, but I need to get hosting and everything. I have to provide it to iTunes.
Hosting's easy. I mean, hosting you could get today. You just need to sign up. It's like $14 a month.
Yeah.
You know, hosting, just sign up for a hosting package, upload your shit, and send it to iTunes and figure out the rest later. And then as you grow, you know what I mean? Like, let's say, you know, once you realize, oh, this is really taking off, you can start separating the podcast. It's something new for people to be excited about. Or, you know, podcast number 5, now we're announcing that we're launching a website to go along with the podcast. Oh, it's something cool, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, that was the advice I was given during the break from both Opie and Anthony, to combine it into one.
And was I in here during the break?
No, you weren't, actually.
3 radio geniuses. What can I say? What can I say? But will you admit that I'm a genius, at least?
No, I'll never do that.
No, you won't, will you son of a bitch? How you doing, Troy?
Good. Wouldn't you want to make sure that one podcast, like, people actually gave a shit and cared about what you were saying?
No.
And do what? And instead of just diving into 4 podcasts?
I would say I think you should do 1 instead of diving into 4, yes. But I don't think you should spend too much time making sure that people give a shit. Because the whole idea of podcasting is you put out there what you want to put out there. And if it finds the audience, it does. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And that's what it is. Like, anybody who podcasts strategically it has lost it. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be podcasting strategically. You should just be putting it out there for the world. If they like it, then they like it.
Imagine thinking you have so much content in your head. There's so much that the world needs to know that you need to do 4 podcasts. Like, the world needs to know all of this.
Oh, boy. There's some venom here, Eric.
No, there's no venom.
I'm sensing this.
You got the venom, right? I tried to make clear that when I was yelling at you on the air today and we got into our squabble, my frustrations were more the same frustrations that I have with Roland, the same frustrations that I've had with Sal, that you just to do it. I'm not saying it's going to suck, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying I get frustrated when people talk, and I feel like it never happens. And it'd be so easy to just make it happen.
And that's the kind of the Nagel philosophy, right?
I'm not taking shots at Erock.
I'm not taking shots at but
Erock, you see what's going on here, don't you?
Why was he in here?
Let's go on.
He's got an opinion.
Yeah, because I have an opinion. And Sam says that this is an open forum. Anybody can
totally
walk
open forum. Handsome Johnny Tube Sticks is sitting here. He hasn't said a word yet.
Yeah, anybody can.
I'm enjoying the ride.
Good.
This is great.
Anybody can walk in at any time and say whatever they have to say.
Exactly.
So,
including Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. He'll do that in a little bit.
But I forgot what I was going to say.
You were talking about Erock and his mantra being talk, not do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like the movie. It's like, what's the timeline of that? When can we expect an honest timeline of when there will be a podcast
You can't rush genius, Troy.
Or a movie script, or because it's like all this stuff is coming. It's like, that's great, but it's like, when will it actually happen?
I'm gonna guess Eric's answer.
Go ahead.
None of your business.
Yeah, that's his easy way out.
Because I'm gonna guess Eric's response to you again. I don't have to explain shit to you. Was that it, Eric?
Double bingo.
I got it. I know my buddy. I know Eric.
But see, the thing is, though, is like when you say you're going to keep doing stuff, you know that you just look like an asshole when it never comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, I also look like an asshole when I didn't bring it up.
What?
Everybody else brings it up when I didn't bring it up because I wasn't ready.
Oh. Well, yeah.
You didn't have to go on the air with it on Dave's show the other day and talk about it.
That's true.
I didn't. Dave brought it up.
Dave brought up your podcast.
Yes,
he brought up 4 podcasts that you're going to be doing. That's what he brought up.
To be fair,
Yes, he did.
Eric told off the air. He said
It was in passing.
Right. He said to Dave, "Hey, because I think he was talking to Dave about maybe doing the radio podcast, correct?"
Yeah, we were talking about Riotcast and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. And he was saying, "Yeah, I'm thinking about launching some podcasts of my own." And he told him off the air. And then the minute
And that
Dave's
was weeks ago.
Right. That was at the Patrice benefit.
Right.
And then the minute that Dave saw him in a studio, he was like, "So Eric, you're doing 4 podcasts. Tell me about this." And then Eric spilled his guts. And there's a lot of guts to spill.
I think
you get that one, Eric?
Yes.
Okay.
You should play the lottery.
Okay.
I think people just want to see Eric do something.
I think so too.
Like just something.
It's coming.
Like a radio show on the channel that he works on. Well, we got 1. We almost got 2.
You got bumped though.
You got bumped. It's like It's like this movie script. It's like, okay, really? All right.
Eric, do you feel like giving a timeline for your podcast or no? What are we thinking?
Within a few weeks.
Within a few weeks, Troy.
So what's a few weeks? A month?
I would say.
Are you paying for this? Then shut the fuck up.
Whoa! He's trying to get.
out.
He's trying to get that paper.
But it's gonna be. You're gonna put it on free anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would I fucking pay for, you stupid fat
Why would
fuck?
I have to answer to you then on this? What
Because
are you so
you're asking questions. Fuck you.
For something you don't care about.
Yeah, because you're a fucking lazy fuck. That's why.
Oh, there it
You
goes.
want to attack me? I'll start attacking you, you fat
Seems
fuck.
like you were attacking me coming in here.
I'm just asking questions.
Okay.
Well, but you
I'm
implied he
answering
was an
them.
asshole.
Well, I imply that he fucking says
You
a
remember
lot of
that
shit
style, right?
that he doesn't ever fucking follow through on.
And this affects you how?
Because I work with you and I have to see you're fucking lazy and incompetent. So I want to call you out on it when I have an opportunity to.
What else do you hate, Troy? Get it all out.
This is sort of a
podcast right here. This is great.
Your fucking fat tits.
Okay.
I hate them.
Okay.
Your fucking laziness.
Okay.
You're fucking stinking up the bathroom every goddamn morning.
Yeah, right.
Do you stink up the bathroom?
No, I don't.
You stopped doing that as much, right? Because you figured out your intestinal deal.
Yeah.
Man, we haven't had this Troy and Erock argument in a while.
We've been doing
It's been
good.
months.
We've been doing good, but like he doesn't attack anybody else when they ask him questions. Everybody goofs on him all morning.
I was attacked
and he
today.
sits there and opens up his fucking fat butthole.
I don't think Troy
and
was
lets
listening.
everybody fuck him in it all the time. And then I come in here and then he has the balls to stand up to me all of a sudden.
I was amazed you were listening because when they were talking about you and Saturday night, you didn't come in when we tried calling
Because
you.
they didn't call me in.
We were trying to call you. You
I was
didn't
in the
answer.
bathroom. I don't have a fucking radio with
Stinking
me.
up the bathroom. huh?
Stinking up the bathroom, Troy.
I did take a dump this morning.
I mean,
Yeah,
Eric
they
did
didn't call me. I didn't hear it. And you could have easily fucking, when I walked by or somebody could have grabbed me and said, oh, yo, they're asking for you.
Eric did attack me this morning. I mean, I was okay with it, but, I was taking some shots. He took some shots back, right, Sal?
Oh, yeah.
You were here.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Okay.
Okay.
I can handle it.
That's good.
Not to say that you can't. That wasn't a shot at you.
Johnny will get used to this.
You shifting the focus over to Sal and Johnny?
Yeah, let's get back to what's going on with Troy and Eric here.
It's been a while since we had the Troy frustrated with Eric, tell me what else you hate about me, Troy, and then Troy going off argument.
No, because you want me to fucking unload that.
That used to happen every 3 weeks on the after show. Because I used to always remember Eric's response was always like, yeah, what else do you hate about me? And then Troy would unload every time. It's been a while. And then late clockwork, Kevin in Houston.
Hey, boys, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
I think I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Kwan is just jealous of Erock.
For what though? What would I be jealous of? And if you explain it to me, what and have a good point of why I'd be jealous, explain it.
He's married. He has a huge house.
Married? Why would I give a fuck about being married? House? Yes.
He's got toys and comic books.
I don't give a fuck about comic books.
But toys is nice.
What kind of toys? Legos? I don't give a fuck about Legos.
You don't?
No. What else?
I just think you're jealous.
Well, yeah, but explain it, dude. Explain it. Tell me. And if you're right, I'll admit to it.
Nobody. How old are you? You're what, 36, 37?
35.
Okay, I'm
just about
36. Any time during my day do I go to one of my coworkers or friends and personally attack them the way that you do.
Yeah, but you understand that I have a coworker that constantly says things are going to happen, that nothing happens, and everybody knows that.
But that's his business.
And you've never had a coworker, dude, you've never had a coworker that was sometimes just an idiot on the job and you goof on him?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, then why are you not a fucking asshole, too? Are you jealous of your coworker?
Let me go to Tony in Chicago.
It sounds like to me that Troy, every time Troy gets somebody says something funny to Troy, he snaps like a little bitch.
Well, it's Eric. Eric gets Eric.
He brings the bitch out in you.
Well, he just because he doesn't attack anybody else.
No, he attacked me.
Yeah, but he doesn't go after you like he goes after me.
I don't know. I mean, Eric didn't really barely go after you just now, and you fucking went off on him.
Because he does that like cocky, none of your fucking business.
And he went off on me today, didn't he, Sal?
Yeah, Troy, you did initially attack Eric. Eric didn't say anything.
I mean, to Eric's credit, you came in here and right off the bat implied that he was a stupid asshole.
Well, no, because I have the
correct, Johnny Tubesteak.
He started with bang,
but he comes and he says all these things are going to happen and nothing happens. And I just want to just be like, dude, this is what you say is always going to happen and it never happens. You
just want to shake him.
Let me go to Dave because I think he might have a good. Troy, Sal is sitting here so happy that this all went down because I was going to talk to Sal about the upcoming trade. But
love Troy right now.
Dave.
Yes.
In Massachusetts. What's up, buddy?
I know why Troy is jealous of Erock. It's because Erock is respected not just by Opie and Anthony, but by the company.
Oh.
He has earned that respect, and it is the respect that Troy has not yet achieved and may not ever achieve.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Anger in your voice.
I don't know if I agree with that, sir. Why would you say they're respected? I mean, from Opie and Anthony, I mean, they're constantly ripping on him every day.
Apparently you haven't listened to the show for as many years as I have.
Oh, apparently not. Okay, maybe you're right.
I
don't know if that's the case. Why I think the things I do with Eric, but I mean, I'm sure if he's been with the show for what 8-9 years.
9 years.
Okay, so
9 years.
Probably if he was that loyal, you're
and
probably
90
right.
pounds.
That's not necessary.
You're right. I'm sorry, Dave in Tennessee.
The reason he's jealous is
Who is?
because
Eric's jealous of Troy?
No. Troy's absolutely jealous of Erock, and the reason is because he sees himself as much more talented and much more deserving of what Erock has. He's jealous of all you guys.
Troy
He
is.
knows he doesn't have near the talent as anyone there, but he does think he has more talent than Erock, and that eats at him. He can't fucking take it. He's a douchebag. I don't get why he's even on the air ever.
He's talking about you, Troy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you a douchebag?
Yeah,
you are.
I could be a douchebag, sure.
Are you jealous of Eric's talent?
But I don't know what is his talent.
Well,
though?
are you jealous that he gets the spotlight on him more than you, and you think that you are more talented?
I mean, we do two totally different things here.
Well, like, what do you do?
I do all the production for the show and the channel. So all the stuff you're hearing in and out of fucking commercials, and a lot of the bits were produced by me, written by Sam. So,
and then what does Erock do?
Well, Eric archives, and he runs the board.
It doesn't sound as tough.
I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
So,
it just sounds like Eric's job is a little easier.
Eric's not a producer, and I know how to operate the board.
Right.
I mean, I know how to.
So you're saying you could do Eric's job, but he's not going to be able to pull off yours.
What Eric is good at is he knows the ins and outs of the show. He knows references. He knows how to find stuff quick. I'll give him that credit.
Eric. And by the way, find stuff quick?
He's pretty good at it.
He's been called out more than a few times.
Well, I mean, but how many times do things go smooth and Eric never gets the credit for it going smooth?
I guess 0. Brad and I didn't mean that, Eric.
No, I think you did.
Maybe. Brad in Jersey.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and I don't hate anybody on this show. I'm not going to take sides, but Troy comes across as very bitter. I don't understand why he cares so much about what Eric's doing or not doing. Who cares? It's not your business. It doesn't relate. I don't know why he's so angry about it.
Well, I mean, if it comes up on the show, it sort of becomes everybody's business. I mean, everybody can comment on it if they like.
But you do feel passionate about Erock not following through with the projects that he says that he's working on.
Well, it's just
where does that passion come from? Is the question.
The thing is like, Sam. I mean, you like to call everybody out.
Everybody.
On everything.
It's the no spin zone is what I was thinking about naming this show.
So if I see something that comes up that's not being addressed, it's just fun to bring it up on the air and start shit.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's just the way it is.
I honestly don't think Troy is jealous of Eric. I think there's a friendship issue.
Come on in.
Because you guys have been friends for years, right?
Yeah. Mr. Wonderful is here. How are you, sir? You guys can stick around if you want. Everybody can stay. Nice to meet you.
You too, thank you.
Sam. Mr. Wonderful Kevin O Leary from the Shark Tank. We were having some issues right before you walked. We're on the air now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we're having some major issues. You've dealt with a lot of people in business, employees. This is Troy, the tattooed gentleman to your right. Eric is in the other room. These guys are not getting along, and it's because Troy is saying that Eric doesn't have any follow-through with the stuff that he says he's going to do. And I'm sitting here wondering, how does somebody like you, who's at the top of the ladder, deal with people who would be working under you that can't even get along themselves to get the job done properly?
Wow, this is one of the core elements of any business. It's called the executional metrics. I mean, you have somebody that you're investing in. I make it real simple. Give me quarterly targets on what you're going to achieve. Let's sit down and agree on what they're going to be. I'll write a check to fund your business. And if you miss them, I'm going to fire you. It's that simple.
What if it's just like a dumb radio show, though, and they're just squabbling the whole time?
This isn't a dumb radio show as long as you have an audience, and maybe the squabbling's part of the patina of what makes this radio show work.
So you're sitting there and you'd say, okay, well, does the audience like it? Do the subscriber dollars translate to these guys fighting? And if so, are you going to fan the flames? Or are you going to fight? Yeah.
Listen, this is a good thing. Maybe you should beat them with a stick. It might work
Just start, instigating them to fist fight. Just full on.
I mean, whatever, this show works, obviously. You've got a big audience. So
right.
Something's working here. And I think probably people tune in to just see how your family works every day. Maybe it's a little dysfunctional. Maybe that's why it's interesting to listen to.
And I guess you guys don't exactly pull punches on Shark Tank either, do you? There's a lot of squabbling that goes on.
Well, there's a lot of ego, a lot of money, and those are real dollars being invested. So, yeah, the shit hits the fan quite often.
And those are your dollars that you're investing.
Yeah, they are. And so you got to look at it this way. If you think about venture capital, it's very eclectic. It's serendipitous. It's luck sometimes. But if you're a venture investor like I am and the rest of the sharks are, you need a portfolio of deals because you don't know which ones are going to work.
Right.
Every once in a while, lightning strikes, and that one deal makes all the money for the dogs you invested in. You just don't know they're a dog when you're investing in them. But the process of the investing itself is very interesting because it's real. A typical venture firm would probably look at 700 deals, maybe throw out 300 because they don't fit there. They might not do biotech, for example. Then they'll work on 100 with earnest, do due diligence, do 7 term sheets and close 3. Those are the real national stats. On Shark Tank, we really drill down. You close a lot more business on our show. And so if you have an idea, you want to come on and maybe you'll get funded. You don't know.
And having these diverse investments made me realize, and it brings back to something we were talking about earlier today. Say you want to invest. We were talking about podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So say you want to invest in someone's podcast. Are you going to invest in the guy who's saying, I have this one idea. It's a weekly podcast. It's one show, but it encompasses everything. Or do you like a guy like our producer Erock was pitching, who's saying, no, I'm going to have 4 different podcasts?
I'd rather have the 4.
You would, at launch?
Yeah, I want the diversification because I don't know with certainty what's going to work. The whole thing about investing is diversifying risk. That's it. The more you bet on one thing, the more you fail, and you have a higher probability of making no dollars.
Right. So will you invest in Eric Nagel's podcast network?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm sorry, Erock. I don't know if you heard that. You've lost an investor.
I'll try again.
He's going to pay. You're out.
Well, podcasts are notorious for not making any dough.
Right, yeah.
So why do I want to go burn money there? That's a bad idea. I can find something better than that.
That's the one thing that all podcasts have in common. None of them make any money.
Exactly.
I was watching this week's episode, or, the one from Friday.
Yeah.
You've never bitten your tongue when you don't like an idea that somebody's pitching.
Right.
But on Friday, the people who were pitching cell phone helmets, or cell helmets, which, first of all, even the name, it should be Cellmets.
It's a Viking one.
The Viking helmet, yeah. It should be Cellmets, not cell helmets. You told them that you would like to set them on fire because you were so displeased with their proposal to you. Could you have not just said, I'm going to choose not to invest with you today?
No, because they're wasting my time, which has value to it. And I know with certainty that, that is a really bad idea. And so wouldn't it be better just to take them out behind the barn and get it over with?
just old Yeller shotgun to the head.
Exactly. But, it's sort of, it was a real, at least the idea, not the people. But, maybe I don't want them wasting their time. Maybe they could be real entrepreneurs and come up with something better that I could make money on. I'm not trying to make friends on Shark Tank. I'm trying to make money. You want a friend, buy a dog.
Right. How quick do you know when a pitch is that bad enough that you want to set someone on fire? How quick in the pitch do you know this is horrible?
You know, if you look historically at the deals that get financed, you find 3 attributes to them. One is they're able to articulate the idea in 90 seconds or less, and it's brilliant. They're able to say, look, in 1 minute, I've told you why you want to invest in this idea, and you get it as an investor. Secondly, they spend a bit of time explaining why they are the right person to execute the business plan. And here's the thing that really matters. They know their numbers. They know their numbers. They know their numbers. If they don't know their numbers, I don't want to invest in them. But all 3 of those things come together, those are the deals that get done. So as long as they're going down that path, they get the idea out quickly. They explain why they can execute the idea. And then you're in the part about the numbers. You know there's a deal cooking there.
Yeah.
And you see that consistently in all the ones that close.
You're very good with numbers. You're always the first one to know. I see you. They're like, we want to give you, you know, for 10% of our company, we'll charge you $250,000. You're always the first shark to know exactly how much the company is worth.
Right. And and that's the first test. If you're a moron and you try and tell me that an idea that has no sales is worth $2.5 million, as in that case would be.
See, he didn't even have a notepad that time.
that is a person that I am going to personally help understand why that's a mistake.
Just answer this question for me, because I always watch, and Barbara, who's the real estate mogul.
Right.
She's the lady with the short hair.
Yeah, she flies in every day on a broom, that's right.
Right. I'm convinced she has no money because she never invests in anything.
Oh, no. She's invested in a lot of things. Her specialty is doing food deals. You know, she did a cake company, and her model's interesting. She does a lot of stuff. She just did a lobster thing. She did a cake thing. All kinds of food stuff. She likes that because she doesn't like, products that are prone to recession. These, in food, it doesn't matter what's happening in the economy. People are eating. So, that's her thing. Everybody's got their own little space. If you think about Lori Greiner, she tends to do stuff that she can put onto QVC. Obviously, Cuban's a tech investor, so is Hershevik, the other guy. I'm wide open. I like financial services. I like products and services. I'll do anything that I think I can make money on.
You ever turn something down quick, like saying this is a terrible idea? And because I've seen you, when other sharks will invest in something, mock them. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you just giving your money away? Has that happened? Have you seen them be successful in deals like that and been like, I wish I saw what they saw?
No, I'm always right.
Always, even when you're wrong, you're right.
Absolutely.
You've never, but you don't sit there, second guessing, or I don't know, second guessing, but sitting there going, I missed the boat on that one.
You know why? Because I know in 2 minutes something else is going to come through that door. There's 1 million deals in the Naked City, and the good ones are all going to come to Shark Tank. And I just have to sit there and wait for them to come to me.
Yeah, ABC has literally lined people up outside your door, just like, hey.
They are getting thousands of applications for season 5, and every year the deals get better because people have figured out if they can just get their product on the show, sales go up 1,000%. I mean,
even if you don't invest.
Yeah, exactly. If they can just get aired, it's like an 8-minute mega commercial, and then of course it gets repeated. People are blown away by the power. It's really the American Idol venture capital. That's what's happened to the show.
Who invested in I Want to Draw a Cat for You?
Oh, that was insane. I think Mark was having a bad hair day and invested in that thing. I mean, that guy was funny, though. I mean, it was...
And you know what the thing is? Like, I was watching it and thinking the same thing as you. Like, this makes no sense. What's he doing on the TV? But every single episode of Shark Tank, I'm sitting there looking at the TV going, I want to draw a cat for you. And it's like, maybe it works.
I think what Cuban saw in that guy was a creative guy he could throw into one of his other businesses, but I don't know how many cats he's going to draw. Like, let's face it.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. But that's the thing about Shark Tank. You don't know what's coming down the pike. And neither do I. None of us see these things till they walk through the doors, and sometimes I'm just blown away by how great the idea is or how stupid it is.
Cuban was in here a little while back, and he was saying that, like, half the time, literally maybe half the time, these deals that you say yes on, you get to the back room and you start, going through the paperwork and everything, and you realize that these people, their numbers were wrong, they got nervous on television, and it completely falls through.
Yeah, that happens. It's the real world of venture capital. I mean, it's real money. So each of us have a team. I have a guy named Alex Kenji who runs a firm called O'Leary Ventures, and we hire a ton of interns every summer. just to work on all the Shark Tank deals. And what you find out is people will come and say things that don't necessarily translate to being fact. We also like to find out about the market they're in. We do a lot of work. And, you know, you think about the percentages in venture capital firms that close. They're as low as 3%. We're 10 times that. So you're far better off coming on Shark Tank, and the probability of closing is extremely high.
Right.
So compared to everybody else. But yes, due diligence happens, and it's part of the process.
When you're sitting in that room, how long are those pitches lasting?
Some of them, I think the record breaker's an hour and 20 minutes. So
I mean, you want to talk about wasting your time.
No, but that's obviously a good deal. I mean, you're really drilling. We saw, you know, a really interesting franchise deal that I think lasted an hour and a half.
Did it make the air yet, or
not yet? And you know, there's no guarantee these things are going to air, but that was a fascinating deal. But now the editor's challenge is to turn that into a 6-minute pitch in an hour and a half. It's not so easy.
Are you sitting there conscious of the fact that this is a television show, or are you thinking of your money first?
No, I'm always thinking about my money.
You're thinking of the deal.
When you're an hour and a half into a deal, you've forgotten about the cameras.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I mean, what I learned the show was working when one day one of the cameramen came up to me and he said, I got to tell you something. I shoot a lot of reality TV. This one I'm actually watching as I'm shooting it. You guys are drawing me into this thing.
And isn't it amazing how simple the concept is, but it's the one concept that actually, because it doesn't seem fake. Every other reality show is fake.
Yeah.
And it's not overly complicated, and it's something.
No, it either you believe in the idea or the person, or you don't.
Right.
Or you're sitting on the fence deciding, what question would I ask, and does one of the sharks, are they going to ask that question? I mean, I think what amazes me about what's happened to this thing, and it sums it up this way. I was in San Francisco, and a 9-year-old girl came up to me and said, look, I want to be on Shark Tank. I said, and her mother was running up behind her saying, what's she doing with that old guy? And, you know, and I said to her, look, why do you want to be on Shark Tank? She said, I want to be free. She had figured out at that age that the entrepreneurial spirit can sometimes result in wealth, which translates to freedom. That's pretty cool.
Right.
And that is something that I think has triggered this family-oriented viewing that's occurring. It's so rare in America today. What shows do you sit down with your kids with? Nothing.
You can't.
Exactly. So this is one that's happened, and people are engaged. Like, think about what's happened in America the last 5 years. I think everybody's figured out this, that there's just as much risk working for a big company and getting fired than there is starting your own. At least if you fail in your own enterprise, it was by your own hand. And you have more control over your destiny, and if you're successful, you'll be rich. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what made this country great in the first place, and I think that spirit's coming back after all the crap we've been through.
And you think that it is. Does having $4 billion give you a sense of freedom that you just didn't have?
Yeah, it's not about money. I mean, all those people on Shark Tank, it's not about money anymore. The beautiful place you want to find in your life is when you have enough money that you can do whatever you like with your time, because the only thing that is finite for everybody is time.
Right.
And so I don't need more money, I need more time. And I'm at the point in my life that I do things I want to do because I can afford to be like that. And I think that's where everybody should end up if they're successful as an entrepreneur. You toil and struggle for a decade on your business, you're successful, and then everybody tries retirement. I tried that for 3 years. Really boring. Now I love doing what I do. This Shark Tank's fantastic. It's a whole new genre of venture investing.
So are you still? But even though it's kind of this weird mix of business meets entertainment, do you feel competitive like you did when you were as active in business, or is it more like this is just a fun whatever?
No. I want to go to bed richer than I woke up.
Still.
Every day. I mean, look, that's never going to stop. I like to win, and I think the people on Shark Tank and that are sharks and entrepreneurs are all in the same boat. What I think is so interesting is that the platform Shark Tank can take a product that you've never heard of and put it on the national stage in one Friday night. Of course I want to invest in those. It's like getting millions of dollars of free advertising. So I'm trying to pick and choose between the deals as to which ones I'm going to do that are going to use the platform. And this year I've got some doozies. You're going to see some amazing stuff.
I love also the power that you have in that room. I'm sitting there watching the guy open his bean bags and a bed comes out. And I'm going, that's genius. And then you go, nobody's going to pay money for foam in a canvas bag. And I'm like, yeah, nobody's going to pay money for that. That's dumb. It's so stupid.
Well, he may believe differently, but he's not getting my money. I mean, it's you know, you got to think about really outside of the shining lights. Is it a product or service that is going to work? I mean, that's basically why you're investing in it.
Does Mark Burnett, I've heard, does he own a piece of whatever company goes through that show?
The syndicate does. So the network owns a piece. And so that's not uncommon. That's called integration. It makes sense. You're getting 8 minutes of free advertising, and that's not free. And you know,
yeah, I mean, and it's better than a commercial because it's the part of the show that people are paying attention to.
Absolutely. And you know, frankly, I'm happy to have Disney as my partner in deals. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, totally. This is Jessimae Peluso, just walked in. Jessimae, this is Kevin O Leary, a.k.a. Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank.
Hey, Jessie.
That's so much to take in.
Well,
That's
yeah.
so much to take. I don't know if Shark Tank involves sharks, because I just walk in. He could be like a distributor of porn. I'm not sure like what I
Have you ever been in any adult business?
No, I think that it's a really high, great margin business, but
Yeah.
it probably taints my other investments, so I got to leave it alone.
That's what you got to be conscious of. When you have those diverse portfolios,
Exactly.
Shut up,
is
Sam.
this business going to affect my relationship with this company?
Exactly.
Did he just say taint?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I heard Disney, so obviously porn's out of the question.
No, it's out of the question there.
Do you? How often are people now and then coming up to you with ideas for businesses?
Everywhere. You know what I say, and this makes intuitive sense. Think about it. Just on the way in this building, somebody's pitching me on something. I said, look, if this is a great idea, go to the website, you know, sharktank.com, get on the show, because why would I invest in you here when you don't have the platform of advertising I could get by putting you on Shark Tank? I do my venture investing in Shark Tank because I get the free advertising. That's why I do it.
Right.
So why would I'm going to do Shark Tank deals now because I get to follow them every year on TV. I can help the entrepreneur launch. It makes a lot more sense.
What do you think about a comedian like Jessimae Peluso?
Yeah, why don't you stick me in the Shark Tank?
No, you don't have any product to pitch yet.
It's my mouth.
You know, listen, we've had some comedians come on and try and sell a part of themselves.
Like your body parts?
I could sort of own you. Exactly. I mean, get 30-40% of you. Maybe that would work. You should come on the Shark Tank.
And
I
what
would do that.
Do you
Why
just have
not?
to go up and tell jokes?
Well, they better be good.
My
Well, that's what I'm
jokes
saying.
need
Then
to
it's
be
up.
bleeped.
Then it's up to you, Mr. Wonderful, to be like, you're not funny.
So then it's objective. Then it's like, you know, you have the...
No, because the problem is every comic, every comedian has a career. There's an earnings life path, and if you're successful, I get a piece of every dollar you make.
So you'd be basically my Shark Tank manager is what we're talking about. So basically you'd be like, every dude.
and that's what they tried to pitch on Shark Tank. So far, no comic has made a deal yet.
That's a little hard.
Because I'm always worried that if you stepped outside and got run over by a truck, you'd be road pizza and not any value at all.
Road pizza sounds delicious. I've had that on the road.
It's only funny once.
Exactly. You can only have... what do you think? Donald Trump.
Yes.
He said... Obviously, you know I watch Shark Tank every Friday because how else would I know about all these products, right?
Yeah.
Donald Trump said Friday night is Death Valley in television. He's taking shots. Now the Celebrity Apprentice is back.
Right.
Donald Trump is taking some shots at your show. What do you think of that statement?
Well, I've got bad news for Donald. We beat his show. We have bigger numbers. We have bigger ratings on a Friday than he has on his. You know, that's the thing about numbers. You can't lie about them.
Right.
They're either black or white, and the numbers tell you this. Shark Tank rules.
Yeah.
The Shark Tank toilet flushes on Apprentice. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
No, he
I'm
didn't
just
get
throwing it out
stank
there.
on him.
Yeah. And listen, Shark Tank is so successful on Fridays that they throw it on again on Wednesdays.
Totally.
You know?
That's
How do you
right.
like that, Donald Trump?
Hey, look, if the numbers don't lie, the show is beating his show. Now, I'm sure he can deal with it because he's had a lot of bad news in his life and he knows how to deal with it. I'm not worried about it.
Who's had more bad news, you or Donald Trump?
Oh, gee, I bet we both had our dose. We're both entrepreneurs and I respect him for that.
Yeah.
But don't call my show what it isn't. It rules his.
It does.
Absolutely.
Ooh, them are fighting words.
It's true.
I like that.
You're not in the television business. You're just a competitive guy. Do you get competitive over anything you're associated with? Like, do you need to have the nicest suit in the room?
No,
He does.
I mean, look, Roland is in second place with that oversized police T-shirt. So, yes, you do have the nicest.
in his pajamas right
Hey,
now.
look, I like to compete. I'm a competitor. Every entrepreneur wants to win. I mean, the metric in our game is money, so that is important. But it's also winning and helping young people become entrepreneurs. I believe that once an entrepreneur has achieved success and bought freedom, that's really what you get.
Right.
You owe the next generation what you know, and more importantly, what your mistakes were. You know, you want people to not make the same mistakes I made, because that cost me money. And I try and tell entrepreneurs all the time, particularly the ones I invest in, here's what you want to do, here's what you don't want to do. They don't always listen, but I come with a little gray hair and experience that matters.
How far low were you at one point?
Oh, almost bankrupt.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In my first large deal, the Learning Company we were $500 million in debt, and we were just 60 days away from having to pay all that back. And we figured it out. We had a huge hit in Rita Rabbit, and it just saved our heinies.
And what are you worth today?
I never give my net worth out. You know, people try to forget. There's a website. What's Kevin O Leary worth?
That's the name of the website?
Yeah, and there's another one called.
Jesus.
There's another one called.
Narrow.
IHateKevinO'Leary.com. You can register there too.
You like that though, because it's getting your name out there.
I love it.
But I mean, it says in the opening credits of Shark Tank that you made like $4.2 billion when you sold your software company. So I'm assuming it's a lot.
What are you doing for lunch?
You know, in the end, I don't need more money. I need more time. That's what I tell people. There comes a point when you get to take that money and reinvest it, including in charities. I support a lot of stuff. And these days I'm trying to be an artist too. You know, I'm a starving artist, hold the starving.
Right. I mean, well, you know, you used to talk about artists and time that you need.
Yeah.
Erock, who's launching his 4-podcast network, is also writing a movie where the main character gets to go back in time and travel through the decades.
Hey, well, maybe that works. But if on the podcast deal, if I could short that stock, I would.
So you're still not investing, even with the movie?
I could make money in his failure. I'd still do that.
What if I throw the movie in? I told you the premise. A guy gets to go back in time and travel through the decades, meet the love of his life. You get that movie and the podcast. Do you want to invest in Eric Nagel?
I have invested in movies. It is the crappiest investment on the planet Earth. You never make any money in a movie.
Erock, I'm sorry.
Just tell you the truth.
He passed. He wants you to get lit on fire.
Well, thanks for talking to me today.
Yeah. Somebody has a question, actually. Chris in New Hampshire wants to talk to Kevin O Leary from Shark Tank, which is on Fridays on ABC. What's up, Chris?
Hey, big fan, Kevin. I really enjoy the show. Watch it every week. Wanted to ask you, though, before you even took on this project, did you watch any of the BBC Dragon's Den? And if so, I really like Shark Tank in the sense that it's way more edgy than what the Brits were doing.
Yes, I did. In fact, I studied those CDs when the producer sent them over to see what worked and what didn't. We're different than the British show because we spend a lot more time finding about the past of the individuals before they come into the tank. You understand their challenges, what their successes and failures have been before. You know more about them than what you see on the British show, and somehow that's made Shark Tank a little different. Plus, in America here, we have 10 sectors to our economy. We have everything here, so there's much more diversity. You have a lot less of that in England.
If you could take one person out of the Shark Tank, one of those sharks that you're just like, what are you doing here? Which shark would you give the boot to?
I wouldn't change anything about the cast because it's working.
It is.
That's what I've learned. You know how hard it is to get a hit on television? Nobody gets a hit.
I mean, obviously I don't have a hit on television.
You don't touch it when it's working, and it's working. Every one of those sharks has something they bring to that, to just the soup that makes it successful. That's what I've learned. You don't mess with it.
How come the ladies switch episodes?
You know, the interesting story is that Lori was actually going to be, from the first season, a sharkette, as I call them. And unfortunately, her dad...
How PC of you.
Her dad died right at the beginning of shooting, and she had to go back, obviously, and then Barbara filled in. But everybody was always thinking about her, so they kind of swapped the seat, and it works because she's the queen of QVC.
Right.
She's an expert on... product-based deals and knows how to make money selling them off the leverage of Shark Tank. Some of the stuff she does I don't agree with. I mean, she's done some, and I've actually done some deals with her. This year I just did a deal with her. So, you know, you never know. With Lori and with Barbara, Barbara's crazy. They're both nuts.
That's what I like when you tell other people their business. I like when you tell Lori, that's not going to work on QVC, and she's like, you don't know? What do you know about QVC?
And
you're like, don't worry.
Thing. I'm always right.
Yeah. Well, we established that earlier.
Exactly.
What's been your biggest thing this year? I guess you don't spoil anything.
My biggest thing you haven't seen yet, and it is the first one that I think we've ever had on the show that's global.
Whoa.
A business that works in every country on earth right here from America. It is Really cool. And it is a very interesting deal. I'm dying for that thing to air. It's going to knock your socks off. And yes, it works on your phone.
What?
Yeah, it's a very amazing. You know, when I saw that, the first 10 seconds when he was pitching, I thought, why didn't I think of that? It's fucking brilliant.
And then you were like, I don't have to think of that. I can buy that.
Yes. Well, I have to pay a lot of money for it. But the kids, they got it right. That was a genius idea, and you'll see it.
There hasn't been one product that you've sat there and been like, I should have invested in
that. Never. I never cry over spilled milk. You know why? There's a million deals in the Naked City. They'll come right through the door next. I'll find something else. I don't worry about it if I don't invest in it.
He's intense. This guy's intense.
Well,
I like how he censored himself, too.
He didn't really censor himself. He just said it quietly, which is fine.
That's how my mom swears.
Yeah, well, I got emotional about that deal. I like it.
Jimmy in Boston.
Hey, Kevin, big fan of the show and all you guys on there. Sam, I think I'm almost 100% sure your sponsor went through the Shark Tank.
Was Dollar Shave Club on Shark Tank? Do you know about Dollar Shave Club?
I've heard of it. That was definitely not on Shark Tank.
I got to tell you about Dollar Shave Club. Everybody forgets to buy razor blades, right?
Right.
All the time. And he's sitting there looking at me like, I'm not doing a free commercial for you. I'm too smart for that. Let me do all the talking. Dollar Shave Club, you end up, you're looking at your face in the mirror. You got no razor blades because you forgot to buy them. Or even a billionaire is going to sit there and being like, it's too expensive.
But it's cool not to shave now. It's a style.
Ugh.
Yeah, but look at you.
Well, look at you.
You're both clean shaved.
Well, I got a little stubble.
But everybody's got a little stubble going on now. You know,
bit, but women, I don't want to be chafed all over my body.
Yeah, but you know what?
I don't want there to be war wounds.
In business, you can't have.
No.
You got to be clean shaven.
You don't want to deface your hair when you're pitching for money.
And you don't want to waste money if you're in business, right?
So what's the answer?
Dollar Shave Club is the answer. Let me tell you about this, Kevin.
I can't wait.
It's amazing. What they've done is they take out all the vibrating handles.
Yeah.
They take out all the, the 10 blades on one razor blade that never do anything you don't need. They take all that out.
This is old school.
Yes. And they send you in the mail. You send them a couple bucks a month.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And they send you every single month quality razor blades so that you don't run out because they keep replenishing. And you save all that money because
that's never going to work.
Oh, it works.
Never going to work.
Oh, it works. Trust me. I know.
Are you is this a real thing?
It's a real thing. It's dollarshaveclub.com.
You're using old blades like the old classic, or these these plastic things coming in the mail.
They're metal blades.
Yeah.
And they're high quality metal blades.
Yeah.
And they don't,
Do you have a handle?
Oh, yeah. You get, no. They send you a nice high quality handle. It just doesn't vibrate because you don't need it to vibrate.
Here's why that deal's going to work. The cost of acquiring the customer is more than lifetime value. I guarantee you why it's going to zero.
You know what? I disagree, Kevin, and I would invest in it, but I don't have to because they're already a successful company. DollarShaveClub.com. DollarShaveClub.com.
It sounds like you own a piece of it.
DollarShaveClub.com.
I think he runs it out of his basement.
Oh, yeah.
You guys should team up with the suicide prevention program as well.
He's trying to get his customer acquisition costs down by just repeating that website
What
and
website?
over. Yeah, right.
DollarShaveClub.com.
That's it, Jessimae.
And listen, unless I own half of it, I don't even remember its name.
Listen.
Ooh. I like
we don't
this
have
guy.
any more time, but Shark Tank, which I don't own half of, but I'm happy to promote, is on Fridays at 8 p.m. on ABC.
Yes.
So check it out. And you can see Kevin ask people to light themselves on fire sometimes.
Hey, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Wonderful, for stopping by.
Thank you.
Ron and Fez are up next. Goodbye, everybody.